It's time to hack the movies.
Toro-san, domo arigato gozaimasu. Okay. Don't worry, guys. I called the actor who played the Japanese Spider-Man, and I told him, do not come to the store. He was very excited, but after the last batch of videos and all the deaths that have happened, we'll get someone to clean them up eventually.
Yeah, it smells like asshole in
Yes,
here.
I said...
Tony.
It could be.
You already made that joke. Shut up. I told him it was just too dangerous. He was upset, but he understood. And we will be sparing the last live-action Spider-Man that I could think of from dying.
Thank God.
Okay. Spider-Man No Way Home.
Yep.
Also, do you like that I wore all black? Because of how somber it is.
Oh,
not because I wanted to look like Tobey Maguire.
You'll never look like Toby.
I can't.
The hair is just looks.
I can't. I
Your
forgot.
hair, you have the Steve Buscemi eyes. Like, there's no way. He has beautiful eyes, and you'll never look like him.
Wow.
Doesn't he, though? It looks like vaginas.
I forgot to straighten my hair, but even if I did, I don't think I could still.
No, your
off
hair's
the-
too short.
It's too short, but like I put a shit ton of
Here.
gel, but it's still curling. You can do it.
I've never stopped.
I'll wear my hair like this and then.
So yes, we saw Spider-Man No Way Home, which at the time this comes out, it's been out for over a week,
You had time.
which means it was spoiled 5 months ago. So everyone,
Yeah.
that was one.
I got spoiled by a thing on YouTube because they like to do that thing where they put the actual spoilers in the title.
Yes.
You know,
Why?
I didn't go on the internet for the couple days before the movie. Like, I didn't go on Twitter.
I mean,
didn't
it's
go on
hard for me
Facebook
not
or
Yeah, I
YouTube.
to
ha-
go on YouTube.
I
Yeah.
have to go on YouTube.
Yeah. It's annoying. You're right, because it's not just like something spoiler.
Yeah.
They literally type out what happens. However, there was a broken English one that was pretty funny. And it was literally how Dr. Octopus in Spider-Man No Way Home movie. And I'm like, how he what?
How he what? No, just how. How he Spider-Man movied.
Yeah, so this will be a spoiler review. You guys have had some time. Relax.
Yeah, and if you don't want to, just go see the movie and then come on back. And
Or
maybe,
just no,
what day is this? Are we watching this? Or what day is this review?
Don't you know what?
Monday.
Don't go see the movie. Just
After
watch this
Christmas.
video.
It's the Monday after Christmas?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, if you're watching this on a Thursday, head on over to twitch.tv/Kieran with 5 E's. I'll probably be playing Resident Evil for the 19th time.
But yeah, no, if you haven't seen the new Spider-Man movie yet, screw it. Just watch this. Just watch this episode.
No.
I think it'll be better, actually.
No, absolutely not.
No, go see the movie.
Yes.
Nothing's better than the movie. Nothing Tony has ever done could ever be anywhere close to as good as this movie.
I agree.
Wow.
I'm sorry.
Pointing at?
I'm sorry.
Mommy cop and getting on the slide.
Oh, Jesus Christ, dude, no.
And my acting in Zombies by Design.
No. And
Anyway.
also, your Dark Knight Rises cameo is just nothing compared to
Wow.
Spider-Man. No.
I mean, it has Alfred Molina too. Like, you can't. Sorry.
Anyway. Yes, this movie is kind of influenced by some of Civil War.
Yep.
The stuff that they left out of that movie. And the horrible One More Day storyline, but this movie did it good.
Yeah.
Do you
They
remember
did.
that? That
Yeah,
sucked.
Yeah, where it's like, what's it called? Wasn't it Captain America got shot and died, but Aunt May got shot through the belly with a fucking like Dragunov sniper rifle and lived, even though she's 90 million years old.
But it was, so they did the awesome thing in Civil War where his identity gets revealed and everyone's hunting him.
Yeah.
And that was cool, but then like I guess like the head of Marvel at the time was like, I don't like that. Also, I don't like that he's married to Mary Jane. Let's go back. And then they do the thing where he makes a deal with Mephisto to save Aunt May, but he has to get rid of his memory of his marriage to Mary Jane.
Okay, I'm just gonna get it out of the way. Was that after Aunt May made a deal with Herfisto instead of Mephisto?
We're not even. How long? We
have to get it out of the way.
We have been recording for
Get it out of the way. You're going to do it all the way.
I'm not. I promise not this time.
We're not even up to 9 minutes on the recording, and you've already.
Tony, I swear on your grave, I won't make another.
So anyway, that story was terrible. What do you think about it? The comic book story for Civil War was pretty stupid. I think the movie,
the comic, I read all of it. I read
all the tie-ins.
I read all of
the
that,
10,000
and then I read,
tie-ins?
the other like Wolverine, what he was doing during it was really cool.
No.
I read Punisher or not Punisher. What's his name? Cable and Deadpool had a thing going on with it.
It was just a
fun.
little weird. Iron Man was getting a little Hitlery there for a minute.
He was. And that was the thing, was there's the slugfest between him and Captain America was
That
awesome.
was cool. That was cool.
And I like there was another one that was actually told in the perspective of two reporters, and they both start off in different ways. Like one starts off very pro the registration, and the other one isn't, and then they slowly change throughout the story.
I
It's
liked
pretty good.
I think I mentioned this in one of the commentary tracks we did, but there was one comic that wasn't tied into Civil War, and they were so happy about it, they put on their issue. They're like, not a Civil War tie-in. Like, they were so happy about it.
For the movie, who were you rooting for, by the way?
In the movie?
Mm-hmm.
In the Civil War movie?
Mm-hmm. I was Team Cap.
You were Team Cap?
Team Cap.
Yeah.
I guess
to be honest,
so.
I see both sides, and I like either one.
Yeah.
Yeah, much like the actual Civil War. Anyway, I didn't say which Civil War. It's up to you. Which Civil War am I talking about?
Oh
you don't know.
The one happening right now, Tony. Stop the count.
Oh my God. You did it that time.
Yeah. Gotta beat you to it.
Anyway. Yeah, so this borrows elements from those stories. Director John Watts, he wanted to do Kraven the Hunter for this movie, which would have made sense if we're doing the whole, like, Peter Parker is exposed and he's on the run, you hire a hunter to bring him in.
That's true, yeah.
I'm jumping ahead, but he does make an appearance.
He does kind of make an appearance.
A lot of them do, like Rhino is there.
I saw Rhino.
And it's like classic Rhino, which was kind of cool.
Yeah, so that was what they were going to do. And then a little movie came out called Into the Spider-Verse that did really, really, really well.
Which, thank God for Into the Spider-Verse, because it made it where, like, now we're getting everything we want, which is awesome. It's like...
multiverse, I mean, Spider-Verse has been around for a very long time.
Yeah.
Since the 90s. But I think in recent years, I think the Flash TV show really popularized multiverse outside of comics.
Well, the cartoon. The Spider-Man 90s
but I mean, like,
the whole
recently,
Spider-Wars at the end.
I think recently the Flash TV show introduced that idea to, like, a broader scope, and now everything is doing multiverses. The Flash has, like, 2 different Batmans in it.
Yeah.
Everything is doing it now.
Isn't they're gonna have, like, Michael Keaton Batman again?
Yes.
Or something?
Yes. We're driving the original Batmobile, which he has to climb in through the top. And I'm sorry, I don't see 60-year-old Michael Keaton in that awful rubber suit climbing in through the top of that Batmobile.
I wonder, is he gonna wear the rubber suit?
He has it.
Yeah.
Actually, if you look at the trailer, one of the other Flashes is using the Batman Returns suit, but spray painted it red to make a Flash suit. I just want a scene of him getting, like, the little step stool like my dad uses to get stuff out of a high cabinet, but use it to get into the Batmobile. I just don't... He can't bend in that suit. I'm not believing it. Anyway. Yes, they decided to go with Spider-Verse for this movie, which makes sense. If they've done it in cartoons, comics, the cartoon movie, it's about time they do it live action, and there's enough Spider-Mans to pull from.
Yep.
They could have pulled for more, but they left out the TV one.
Yeah.
I mean, he made an appearance on this show, unfortunately.
Yeah, everyone's dead. They can't pull from anyone anymore.
Except for Japanese Spider-Man. I have spared him the curse.
Italian Spider-Man?
Yeah.
It's not an officially recognized
I don't
one.
care. It's official to me, Tony.
You think I don't want Italian Spider-Man in this movie? I wanted Italian Spider-Man in this movie. I love Italian Spider-Man. Yeah, so this film was originally supposed to be after Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness.
Okay.
And I have some issues with the setup for this film. Have you seen Loki?
No, I haven't.
Okay. So what I think was spoilers.
I mean, yeah, I'm. It's kind of by now. It's
Yeah.
fine. It might. And no, honestly, it might just get me more to want to watch it.
So spoiler for Loki. Loki, not saying which one, recreated the multiverse. You find out in that show there was a multiverse, and then it was destroyed to just one. But then the Lokis fuck around too much. Now the multiverse is back.
Okay.
And then they were supposed to do the movie of Doctor Strange going through the multiverse and then lead into this one. But for whatever reason, Doctor Strange 2 got pushed back, so they rewrote it. It's a little weird and clunky. Yeah, and this was shot during COVID, and it's noticeable at times. For example, they just recycle footage or alternate takes of two actors, which we'll talk about later.
I mean, it was fine though.
It was fine. For what, I mean, I understood, like,
Yeah.
if this were any other, like, year, I'd be like, that's bullshit. But then I was like, yeah,
There
what are
were
you gonna
certain
do?
scenes too, like when he's going back to school,
Yeah, oh,
where
yeah.
it kind of looked like there wasn't very many people there, but they had to make
Yeah.
it look like there were.
Betty Brant's head being put onto whatever body double was there was real noticeable. Not in her close up, in the wide shot.
Okay.
In the
I didn't even see it. To be
Yeah,
honest.
in the
Yeah, I
wide
didn't notice
shot,
that either.
they like she's like awkwardly green screened in to the point I'm like, you're not there.
Huh.
No one's there. You notice there's not like big crowds in this movie.
Yeah,
really.
except for like a couple parts, and even when then they film it in a way where it's like there's probably 8 people,
Yeah.
but it looks like there's way more.
Yeah, because there's a part, like, there's a section in the middle of this movie where it's just basically 6 people in an apartment for a while, and I'm like, oh yeah, COVID. And they make it work. They make it work, but yeah, it's very, very noticeable. I kind of like that it was scaled back a little bit, though.
Yeah,
Especially
it feels
after
more
the last
personable.
one. Literally, this Spider-Man has hung out with the Avengers, gone to space, and traveled the world. Like, I'm fine just hanging out in New York for a
Yeah.
little bit, to be honest.
I think that's the thing about the Tom Holland is we didn't get a real like Spider-Man
Yeah.
experience. You know, Spider-Man is kind of like the Batman of the Marvel universe, where I feel like he can exist without everybody else too.
Yeah, that was a big thing in the beginning, that like he didn't really have his like real like Spider-Man Peter Parker origin, where he's like poor and he doesn't have everything was technically handed to him by
Well, no,
Iron
the
Man.
lesson in Homecoming is the same one from Iron Man 3, where he doesn't need the suit.
Yeah.
It's nice to have.
But he still gets everything handed.
But
to
also
him.
remember, they did that because at that point in movies, we haven't had the gadget
Yeah.
Spider-Man. Like, that hadn't been done yet.
Also, he only got things handed to him from when we met him and on.
Yeah, he
did
made
go through
stuff
the whole-
earlier.
yeah, he
Yeah.
did
No,
go
I
through
know
the
that,
whole
but
thing,
like
we didn't see it
from what
kind of
we've
thing, yeah.
seen, it's just like, oh, here
Yeah.
you go. Here's this billionaire just giving you everything.
Yeah, literally in the last movie, he got an army of drones and then handed it to the bad guy.
Yeah.
So I like how they like kind of set him up to be the next Iron Man and then like switched it. Yeah, this uses a lot from the video game. Like there's
Especially the fight later on. Oh my
the
god.
fight later on, and also like we were talking, like there's one point where Peter has an apartment and it's just shot for shot. It's like
Yeah.
basically the apartment from the game. Yeah, and before we get into this movie, this was the worst kept secret in Hollywood. All the Spider-Mans are back.
Who was the guy who spoiled like the pictures?
John Campea.
Yeah, thanks.
Guys are fucking.
There was also too. There was that part where it's Andrew Garfield up against the bar.
Oh yeah,
Says the whole
and
thing,
he
they-
refused to.
And then they had to get that VFX artist to go in and say, this is how they faked it. It's definitely faked. And
my
he
favorite is-
I was like, yeah, I don't know.
There's
about that, buddy.
people posting like fake stuff where they're like, Andrew Garfield still says he's not in the movie.
Because that whole scene, like it's shot for shot. Like
Yeah.
it's the bars are just him sitting on
Well,
I was
the
like,
reason the reason I think Alfred Molina's in all the advertisement is because last year he's like, yeah, I'm in the movie. And they're like, yeah, it's the worst kept secret. And they're probably like, well, we can't fire
Yeah.
Alfred Molina. I guess we'll just tell everyone.
They
he's
did
in
the
movie.
same thing with Jamie Foxx, because he tweeted. No, he put on Instagram.
Oh, he's like, this time
Yeah.
I'm not going to be blue.
Yeah.
oh, Also, doesn't Tom Holland always ruin spoilers?
Yeah,
And
he
what's
didn't
his
do that
name,
this
too?
time.
He didn't do it. Yeah.
Mark Ruffalo spoiled Infinity War.
No, it was Ragnarok. He went live on Instagram.
Oh, no. There's an interview with him and Don Cheadle, and he says, like, oh, yeah, in this one, everyone dies. And Don Cheadle's like, dude. And he's like, oh, was I not?
Well,
he's like, can you strike this? And Don Cheadle's just like he just is like, oh, my God, we're in trouble. Like,
that
this
reminds
is
me of
bad.
when he accidentally went live on Instagram during Ragnarok. It was in his pocket.
Oh, my, really?
Yeah.
That's funny.
Anyway,
what an asshole.
to celebrate the Spider-Man's coming back, well, one, we've reviewed the first 3 Tobey Maguire movies. And recently on Patreon, me and Movie Dumpster did commentaries for the Andrew Garfield movies, and we're going to be giving away these 2 movies here. Signed by all of us. Well, that one's signed by me and Movie Dumpster, the other one's signed by all of us. And one lucky person will win both of those, so.
Put it on eBay.
No, I'm not putting it on eBay. I feel like that was lightning in a bottle. I don't know if we're going to recreate that.
I'm actually going to try to do that with my broken cat jump keyboard. I was like, I might sign it and just put it on eBay, seeing as Tony, got a good turn. Even if I get like $20 for it, I'm happy with that. I would pay $20 for it.
Anyway, we're about to get into it, but people probably forgot what happened in the last 2 Spider-Man movies, MCU Spider-Man movies, so I called in an expert to recap them for us. Let's cut to Mint Salad right now.
Spider-Man: Homecoming came out in 2017 and is directed by Jon Watts and starring Tom Holland as Peter Parker in Spider-Man. This movie is about his ongoing battle with the Vulture, who has an excellent suit design. There are definitely some strong relationship dynamics throughout the film. I felt the tension between Tony and Peter build throughout the movie, starting as a solid mentor-mentee relationship. Peter has a tendency to find problems to fix, causing Tony to clean up his messes, and the more strained the relationship becomes. By the end of the film, Peter's solution to a plane robbery is to destroy the plane in flight, causing a crash with tons of collateral damage and deaths in the process. I found myself yelling at Peter throughout several points in the movie, and for bringing out this type of engagement of me, I must give this film a solid 7 out of 10. Spider-Man: Far From Home came out in 2019, and it's directed by Jon Watts and stars Tom Holland as Peter Parker and Spider-Man. This movie is about Spider-Man being recruited by Nick Fury to fight the Elementals, which start showing up when he's on a class trip in Europe. Tony is dead at this point, so Quentin Beck, aka Mysterio, is the new hero for Peter to look up to. When Peter receives the start classes, he decides to give them to Quentin, which is probably the dumbest thing he could have done. I love Quentin's true outfit, which is revealed to be a mocap suit since he's a visual effects artist. Speaking of visuals, the visuals were incredibly done in this movie, and it definitely seemed realistic. Because of the 2 plot twists that caught me by surprise in this movie, I will have to give this a 7.5 out of 10.
I think that pretty much nailed it.
Yeah, I have a great understanding for the movies that I didn't have before I was here.
She's so thorough.
She is. Oh. She is. Anyway, Spider-Man: No Way Home. It opens up right at the end of Far From Home, which is good because I didn't see those new garbage movies. You apparently did.
Wait, you didn't see them?
No, Shang-Chi, I mean.
Oh.
How was Shang-Chi?
I heard
Shang-Chi was good.
People keep saying that. Don't look.
No, Shang-Chi's good.
My mom saw it and she said it was like awesome. Like my mom was raving about it when I saw it.
I'll give it a chance.
I think the like big fight later on's a little like weird and wonky, whatever. But overall, I thought it was really good.
A Marvel movie has a weird and wonky fight at the end.
Eternals though.
I haven't seen Eternal. Did you see it?
Yeah, I saw it.
I haven't seen it.
Literally, I saw the trailer and I told her, I'm like, so this. And let me know if I'm right about this. So the Eternals came to the Earth, fought some space dogs. And then they hung out on Earth and let every awful thing happen, including a guy wiping out half the universe. And they didn't come out of retirement until more space dogs showed up. They sound like the worst fucking team on Earth.
I don't even know who they are. I know that they're a what's his name, Jack Kirby thing, right?
Yeah.
I don't know who any of
I heard
them
that little elf guy is in it. He makes an appearance. But they have him played by Patton Oswalt, so they've already ruined it, because Patton Oswalt ruins everything these days. If you're watching Patton Oswalt in something after 2012, just turn it off. Turn it off. Do something else with your life.
I think they're setting up for Blade at the end of that too.
Oh, really?
I heard something about that, yeah.
Because Harrington, oh my God, what was it, Black Knight?
Moon Knight, right? Oh, wait.
No.
Moon Knight is happening.
I think it's
but-
Black Knight. I think that's who Kit Harington's going to end up being or whatever.
Huh.
But yeah, I'm pretty sure it was Wesley Snipes' voice at the end.
No,
What?
Not wait.
No, it's Marshall.
I forgot that. Yeah, I forgot they were
His
cast.
second
Oh.
MCU thing, because he was, what's his face? Diamondback? Copperhead?
Oh,
And
from
Luke Cage, yeah.
okay. Oh,
Anyway.
no way. He's gonna play Blade.
Yeah.
Why does Marvel do that?
Yeah, they've
Like, why do
recast
they?
a
Yeah,
couple
they
people.
recast a whole bunch of people. Like even in, and that's the second person from
Luke Cage.
Luke Cage to
Because
be recast. as someone.
Mariah was in
Yeah.
Civil War.
She was in Civil War. Is just that, and I was like, wait,
But
so,
she was there for like 2 seconds.
Yeah, but
so-
still, it's weird because it's like I don't know. Because now the thing is, if you think about it, seeing as who there's a character that
Yes.
shows up in this movie.
They do with Hawkeye too.
Yeah, it's kind of like.
Have
oh,
you
they
watched
did-
it?
No, I haven't seen Hawkeye.
I
yet.
haven't
I gotta
watched it
watch
either.
that.
So I didn't think I would like Hawkeye, but I actually really enjoy it.
Yeah.
And now that this one thing happened, I'm literally losing my fucking mind.
Okay.
I just finished.
Another hot man.
I just
comes
finished
back.
What If. What If was fun, except for the Black Panther Star-Lord episode. That was terrible. It's basically like if
thought it was
Black
fun.
Panther was Star-Lord, everyone would love him and the universe would be fixed. I'm like, okay.
I like the party Thor.
I'm like, this seems pretty. Yeah, Party Thor was
That
great.
was a whole.
That was a
whole,
great episode.
Oh my God.
I didn't like the voice of what's her name, Peggy, when she's like, "What in heavens?" It just sounded weird to me, and I was like, "What?" The
Wait,
hell?
that was the same actress though.
Yeah, but it sounded weird.
She
when I was,
hasn't
like,
played her in
listening
a
to
couple
it.
years.
Yeah,
Maybe that's
like,
what it is.
When I was watching I saw the preview for it, and it's just that part where she says, "What in heavens?" and it just doesn't sound like her.
Yes.
And I was like, "Ugh."
So
I don't
anyway,
like it.
back to the movie.
So I wanted to make a joke because, Chris Pratt's being, casted to voice like every fucking thing, but they couldn't cast him to voice
She's
himself.
too busy appropriating
Wow,
my culture.
really?
Yeah,
And then there's also Crisp Rat, the rat from the Suicide Squad. His name is Crisp Rat.
So everyone knows Peter Parker is Spider-Man, and he's swinging with MJ around town to get out of there. While
and in the subway.
yes, while Alex Jones, I'm sorry, J. Jonah Jameson.
Wait, so him and MJ are like, they have like an open relationship because they're swinging?
swingers?
Is it the 70s?
I don't think swingers are the same as open relationships.
Isn't it like they kind of go to a party and they put the keys in the fishbowl?
I mean, I think that's a swingers
know
party, but
Spider-Man was doing
swingers,
that.
they're.
Weird.
I was
Tom Holland
lectured.
seems kind of young for that.
I was lectured.
I keep
on
forgetting that he is technically like, 24?
Yeah.
I still think that he's like 17.
Well, then I was like, it's gonna suck when he starts looking like an adult male ever if he does, because otherwise, how is he gonna play Spider-Man when he's like, because he's gonna start being like Tobey Maguire, where
Oh yeah.
at least Tobey Maguire now is like older Spider-Man, he's like grown up, but Tobey Maguire didn't look like
Yeah.
a teenager when he was supposed to.
That's
be.
why they aged him up so
Yeah.
fast. But yeah, so they're swinging around town. They're going home. Everyone has found out. Also, Happy is breaking up with Aunt May, or Aunt May's breaking up with
Yeah.
Happy. I was sad about that.
By the way, that one lady, when they land after, I think they were just on the bridge. I can't remember, but when they were like swinging around or whatever, and that one lady who goes to like grab him,
Yeah.
and then he is like, can you not touch me? And like then goes away, whatever. And she's like, did you see that? He pushed me. And I'm
Yeah.
like, I'm literally about to fight this bitch, and I know it's a movie, but like,
Yeah,
I mean-
what sucks is it's like that's what would probably
Yep.
really happen too.
Yep.
I don't want to say what people do that, but they love to do that.
Karen.
yeah, I was gonna
Did
say,
you
it's
see the girl?
parents.
Did you see the video of the girl pulling something out of a guy's mailbox? And then he catches her.
No.
It's some Karen walking her dog, and she's like, "Well, I got a question. Why are there so many deliveries coming out here? It seems suspicious." He's like, "You're stealing my stuff," and then he goes to grab the box, and he pulls it out of her hand, and then she goes, "Ah!" and then falls down. It reminded me of that.
Excuse me! Ow! Oh my god! You killed me!
I wonder if that's where they got the idea.
Why would someone even do that? Like,
No,
in
she
real
got
life,
caught
though.
stealing and
no,
then
but I mean,
tried
like,
to.
why would she try to be like, it's like you're filming this? Like, I don't know. I don't understand what happens to people's brains.
It's my favorite.
But have
thi-
you seen the girl having a meltdown in Victoria's Secret?
She's recording me! Tell her to stop!
No.
Oh, you should watch that. That's ooh.
I'm gonna have to now after this.
Oh my god, you're gonna lose your fucking mind.
Is it like that bad?
Yeah, it's
Oh
so
my
bad.
God.
Was it you or Crystal when you shopped for the goddamn Adam and Eve ad?
You guys took 4 hours?
Both of you.
I went in, got my stuff, and walked right back out. I showed it to Ian. I was like, "What do you think?" He's like, "Cool." I'm like, "All right, let's go."
I love how people pointed out. They're like, I love how Johanna didn't even put on a sexy voice for it like the other two did. That's your sexy voice?
That's my voice. Sorry.
You should have said, you should have ended it with Bustin' makes me feel good. And also, I'm just going to say it. I'm really sad that Aunt May did not make an appearance in the Adam and Eve ad.
Well, we
I
did it
said
for
that
Lord
Aunt
of the
May
Rings.
should have been in there.
If it was for this episode, I would have.
By
I
the
know.
way, they set up for a cameo at the end of this movie, and they didn't fucking follow through with it, and I'm pissed. And when we get to that point, I will bitch and
Okay.
complain and fuck this. No.
Okay. Yeah, so they're all being interrogated now by damage control. And I like how they're like, don't talk without a lawyer, and then Ned is just talking.
Yeah,
Constantly. He's
Ned's
like, I'm this guy.
That's Ned for you.
I'm just like,
Yeah.
I know exactly what's going on. Go fuck herself.
Yeah.
Like,
We find out MJ's last name is Watson, but she doesn't use the last name.
Jones
Yeah.
Watson.
Why doesn't
right?
she use the name?
I don't know. She just says I don't go by that.
For a minute, I thought like maybe she doesn't like her dad, but then she mentions her dad earlier. So I don't know. It's a little confusing. Yeah, but Peter gets a lawyer. It's Daredevil. Guys, can you believe
Yeah.
Daredevil's
Charlie
in the movie?
Cox.
It was pretty cool.
It was pretty cool.
Like I gotta say like that because that's the thing is they keep giving you these like you're like oh it's Daredevil like and that's the thing is like I always was kind of like with all those other Netflix shows that I actually really enjoyed, it didn't feel like they fit in the universe, or it felt like they just were existing elsewhere.
Well, they weren't allowed to use, they only licensed certain things.
Yeah,
so.
they mentioned.
I was gonna say
like,
they do mention the snap, but they don't call it the snap. They call it something else.
in the
I think
Netflix ones?
they also mentioned just the whole incident in
The
New York
incident.
City,
That's
they
what it is.
call
Or
Oh,
not
no,
the
no,
snap,
that-
not the snap. Sorry,
the Battle in New
first-
York.
Yeah,
first-
and I think they mentioned like no, that's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. did that, where the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. actually followed what was going
Because
on
Agents
with
of
Hydra
S.H.I.E.L.D.
and
was
everything.
on ABC, which is Disney.
Yeah,
owned.
which
that was the
Agents of
problem.
S.H.I.E.L.D. was the shit. I used to be real into
I never finished it. I got up to the time travel season where they go to the future.
So that's what I am like. I think that's is that where Gemma disappears and goes to some weird dimension?
No, that was
She gets
even
sucked into the
earlier.
obelisk or
That was even
whatever?
earlier.
Okay.
Yeah, this one
That's
is like
what I
later.
stopped on.
But yeah, the Netflix shows they did kind of fit.
Are they canon now with this, or are they doing like that was another universe type
No,
thing?
I think they're canon.
Yeah.
They seem
like
to.
or is it like the same character? You know what I mean?
I
Like,
mean,
did they
it
go
probably-
through the stuff that they've gone through?
I probably like it's probably like while that because if you think about it, like Daredevil was never like he's not an Avenger level superhero.
Yeah.
He's definitely like a.
I think they're gonna
base
make it
level.
like they might not dwell on the shows too much. They're gonna be like, all right, if you watch the shows, you know who they are, but they're gonna make
Yeah.
it accessible for newer people who missed out on the shows. I think.
Because that's the thing is too, like, to anyone who hasn't watched that, they just see like, oh shit, Matt Murdock, he's there, and they might not even know who Daredevil is, but
Yeah.
once he
You know what was weird about this
brick.
scene? Seeing Jon Favreau with Daredevil again. Because
Yeah.
he was Happy
He was-
Hogan in the
yeah,
Ben
the
Affleck
original,
movie.
yeah. Which would be funny if Ben Affleck was in it. It would be kind of funny if he was in there too at some point.
I
or
think that'd be
something
a
like that.
conflict of interest. He's already in another
He's a
multiverse
DC.
movie.
Yeah, but there's so many other people. Like, what's
I
his
know.
name? J. Jonah Jameson is Commissioner
That's
Gordon.
true. That's true.
the
Chris
Snyderverse.
Evans.
Yeah.
That's true. Well, no, they own Fox now. so.
Still,
Yeah, I like when he catches the brick. By the way, there's so
I'm
many.
a really good lawyer.
I love how there's so many people who still believe Mysterio. Like everyone's kind of
Yeah.
split on it.
Hannibal Buress's character.
Oh my god.
Oh yeah. So Hannibal Buress comes back with JB Smoove and the other teachers. It kind of like I guess because of COVID, like those characters are barely in the movie. They only get one scene each. Same with Betty Brant.
Yeah.
Like they're all in just one scene.
Kind of makes sense though.
I guess so, yeah. But I like how they're just like, we put up this display. Feel free to swing
like,
through
"No,
the
I
holes.
didn't."
But Hannibal Buress is like, you're a murderer.
Yeah, he's like, I was against it.
And they're like, stop it, you're embarrassing yourself.
Yeah.
Which is fitting with the first movie when he plays the Captain America thing. He's like, I'm pretty sure this guy's a war criminal now.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah. Because that's the thing is like, if you think about it, like the Marvel characters in this world are basically the biggest celebrities there
Yeah.
are. It's what's kind of funny about them. Like I like in in Ragnarok too, when like the girls take the selfie with Thor.
Well,
When they
yeah,
see him, like,
he's just there
on
and
the
they take the
street.
selfie.
Loki's just like, what the fuck?
Yeah, I just like that it's like the Marvel characters are this world's celebrities and stuff.
Yeah.
It's cool.
Yeah, so they're trying to adjust to their new life there. He like sits on the rooftop and he's like, I kind of wish we would just be up here forever. That'll come back later. They're all trying to get into MIT.
I like when they tried to smooch. And
Oh, yeah,
just
Ned
totally
Watson.
got blocked because they were
Yeah.
about to smooch.
It happens. Yeah, so fucking they all want to get into MIT and be best buds together, best
Yeah.
friends forever. Like, guys, get over it. You're not all going to the same college, but they all get rejected because they're friends with Spider-Man.
Yeah,
Spider-Man.
Spider-Man is controversial.
What was his name? Was Flash? Is that his name?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
Flash
Flash
Thompson
Thompson.
finds out Peter Parker's Spider-Man. He like doesn't know how to handle it at first, but then he writes a
Yeah, he
fucking
writes
book.
the book Flashpoint and everything.
Oh, and I
It's-
think at this point they've moved in to Happy's apartment because their apartment keeps getting attacked. And Dummy's there.
yeah.
The robotic arm.
Which was
from
cool
the very
seeing,
first movie. Yeah.
Seeing Dummy again was neat. That's the thing. Like this movie is a one. It's like fan service to just anybody who's followed all the movies and
Yeah.
anything, but also the MCU. It has
Yeah.
a lot of nice callbacks that were.
I like Peter. His someone throws like a green slushy at his suit.
Yeah,
And he
it
just
was like
can't get
paint
the
or
stain
whatever or
out.
something. Yeah, it's like slime.
Yeah, we find out Happy's got Happy is being investigated.
Yeah.
Sorry, we didn't take notes in the theaters. That's the rough part of
He's
reviewing
being
these theater
investigated for
movies.
stealing Stark tech.
Yeah, or there's like missing. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then he has something in his like storage room, which
Yeah, the
comes back
crate.
later. Yeah, so Peter comes up with an idea. And he's like, wait a minute, I know a guy who's magic. Because, and he goes to Doctor Strange, who is no longer the Sorcerer Supreme. It's Wong on a technicality, right?
Yeah, because he was
Because of the
blipped.
snap. Yeah.
Wong was in Shang-Chi.
Was he?
Yeah, I saw him in the trailer.
Okay.
He fights Abomination, who now looks like Abomination.
Abomination is okay. I gotta watch Shang-Chi.
Yeah,
now.
but
I know that. That's pretty
he's
crazy.
actually green and has the ears.
Is he the same Abomination from the Hulk movie,
Yeah.
the original one? Oh, no way.
The same voice actor and everything, only they decided it's been so many years, he's evolved, and now he just looks like he should, not the stupid...
shit. Okay.
That made me so fucking mad. They're like, here's Abomination. I'm like, what is this giant inside-out man? This looks like
Yeah.
garbage.
You
But
know,
now he
I will
looks
say
like Abomination.
the action figures for the Hulk movie were awesome because they made them in scale to the 3 3/4 G.I. Joe figures that were coming out. So you could have a Hulk and he's like, that's all, but then a G.I. Joe is like the size a human would be. So you could have like G.I. Joes fighting,
But yeah,
fucking Hulk and shit.
Did they mention him being Sorcerer Supreme in that? When does Shang-Chi take place? Is that during the blip, after the blip?
It's after, I believe, right?
I'm pretty sure it's after.
Okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's just kind of there fighting Abomination or whatever. It's like a Fight Club type thing. And then he's at the end of it. That's about it. And he's introducing like Shang-Chi into like the whole thing.
Ben Kingsley
so.
come back?
Oh, as
Yes.
as the
Does he become the real Mandarin, or do they decide to ruin it now? I love that twist in Iron Man 3 that he was
Yeah.
the Mandarin.
Did you just nod off? Hey.
No, in a lovely speedboat.
I thought it was cool how they made him into like a terrorist at first, and he was actually kind of imposing and stuff.
I like the whole thing, but then nerds complain too much. So now we have the real Mandarin. He
Yeah.
looks boring as hell. Is he boring as hell? I didn't see this movie. Anyway,
Well, so the 10 rings, I guess, like, does he have the 10 rings that have powers and stuff? Because weren't
Yeah,
some of
that's
those
in the
rings, like,
trailer.
actually, yeah,
Yeah.
okay.
I think they changed a lot. Because remember spoiler, Shang-Chi's father in the comic, I think, is Fu Manchu, and they're definitely not
Yeah.
doing that. So
was,
they made...
was Fin Fang Foom in there too? Like,
Fing Fang Foom has an Easter egg in Iron Man. When they're driving through Las Vegas, there's like a poster
there's
for
a
Fing
yeah,
Fang Foom.
that's right. Okay.
Is Fing Fang Foom in it?
Not that I know of.
Oh. Anyway, where are we at here? Yes, he goes to Doctor Strange, who's wearing the worst wig on Earth.
I don't think it's that bad.
It's pretty bad.
I
don't think
wouldn't
it's
have
that bad.
noticed
I've seen
it.
worse wigs.
Unless
It's
so
pretty bad.
One is Tony for weeks leading up to this goes, Doctor Strange wear the worst wig I ever saw. And then
It's
I'm
pretty
watching
bad.
the movie and the second Doctor Strange comes in, Tony goes, that wig is
It's like-
terrible
look at it,
to
it's like-
Jessica. and I
it's
heard
like
it and I go,
glued
now
to
I
his
can't,
face. It's
now
so
I can't
bad.
see it. I wouldn't have looked if you didn't say anything though.
You know, fucking... this nice hair privilege doesn't recognize bad hair.
Tony, you just put a bunch of weird product in your hair. You have nice hair too, man. Don't
Thanks. I don't, but thanks. Yeah, the front of my hair is frizzy, but the back of my hair
going
isn't.
on?
It's so annoying. Look at that mane. Look at that nice mane there.
I miss when you have
You know
the
what?
curls.
You
I
gotta
froed and never froed again.
You gotta use that. What's it called? Herbal essences. That's what I use.
I dye my hair a lot, so I can't use that because it strips my hair color.
Oh, really? I've never dyed my hair before.
I dye my hair like all the time.
I'm starting to get
I have a problem.
grays.
Yeah, starts with forgiveness. You want to call him?
Maybe I should just.
I'm
dye
fine
my
with my dad. What are you talking about?
I'm gonna dye my
You're
hair.
dyeing
like,
your hair a
straight
lot,
up
huh?
blue.
I dye my hair. I've been doing it since 8th grade.
Phew, you have problems going back to
I mean, I've had problems.
What's your natural hair color?
Brown?
Okay.
Yes, so Doctor Strange agrees to do a spell with him
Yeah.
to make everyone forget Peter Parker. And this,
No, forget that.
Peter Parker is Spider-Man. But this feels like clunky to me. Like, I feel like when Doctor Strange is doing the spell and Peter keeps interrupting, I feel like Doctor Strange would be like, okay, let's stop. Give me all the names. Instead, I feel like this wasn't the original way this was supposed to happen.
I still liked it though because it felt very Doctor Strange.
I guess so. It just seemed a little like I would have tolerated this like before Infinity War when he's still learning to be Doctor Strange. But like, I feel like he should know better by now.
I mean, he still is kind of like a sloppy
Arrogant
guy. Yeah, you know. I mean, he is the guy who, like, when he fought Dormammu, he just kept letting himself die over and over.
But yeah, so Peter keeps interrupting because he wants more and more people to know who Peter Parker is or who Spider-Man is, and it completely destroys the spell, which he contains in that little mirror
And the
ball.
thing, yeah.
Yeah. But I do love this part where he's just like, just because they reject you or whatever, he mentions like, you didn't even call them?
Yeah.
He's like, wait, you got rejected. You didn't even think
didn't even
to call
try.
the guy.
You can do that?
Yeah. And he just kicks him back out.
Oh, I like how they mentioned they mind wiped Wong.
Oh, yeah. When
He's
he says,
like, "Oh,
the party at Comertage or whatever.
Yeah, and he's like, I
full
don't
moon
remember that.
party.
And he's like, exactly. So he's pissed at Peter for messing up the spell, almost breaking the fabric of the universe. So what does he do? He calls Flash,
Yeah.
who did get into MIT and bragged about it. And I like that he's blonde now.
Yeah.
It's so weird. Everyone's starting to resemble their comic counterparts a little bit more,
You
even
know what
Flash.
I wondered about that is
Yeah.
if they're going to make Flash the symbiote and they're going to make him
if they're
Venom.
going to do like Agent Venom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't see that kid being Agent Venom.
I don't know. He might, because he wants to be Spider-Man so bad, or he's like has like a thing for Spider-Man kind of. I do like that. That's always the dynamic with Flash Thompson, though, is that he hates Peter Parker, but he thinks
loves
Spider-Man. Is awesome. I always thought that was kind of cool about his character.
Yeah, so he's like, all right, if you tell everyone that we're best friends, I'll contact the girl for you.
And then also swing him to school.
Yeah, he's like, I'll
For
swing
like a
you to
week.
school for a week. He's like, no,
Or a month.
He's like, ugh.
Yeah. So Peter's tracking down like the administration girl at MIT, and he finds her in traffic, and he's like begging her. I do like when he takes the nano suit off, his suit is like so wrinkled.
It's
underneath,
wrinkled. Yeah,
which
I like that too.
I really like that, but now I'm thinking with the Iron Man movies, I'm like, what the fuck was Stark doing that his suit
Stark
was never fucking
super
wrinkled?
rich. He probably had in his.
Did he have
suit,
like a steamer in
He
his
probably did.
Yeah, honestly.
Knowing Tony,
Yeah.
that's what it feels like. Knowing Tony Stark, that's something he would have built in there.
Remember in the first movie, they showed that he had Under Armour, and then he never wore it again in any other movie.
That's like in the old cartoon, he had to wear like a suit.
Yeah.
And then the armor went on the suit.
Yeah,
It was
and
weird.
they like just completely that was a Seinfeld thing. There was a debate over George and Jerry were debating if he wears anything underneath the suit. And they're like, I still say he's naked.
I think that the evolution of his suit is one of the coolest things, though, because it starts with like, the silver one, then it goes to the one thing where it's like he needs that machine to put everything on and stuff. And then eventually it's just nano machines that are just inside the chest part.
Although the nano ones look lame.
I thought they were cool.
I was
liked
so
it.
invested in the character and the story that I didn't care. But like looking back, I'm like, that suit kind of.
I kind of want to go back and watch all of them again.
I watched them recently. Not like every single one, but like from Homecoming on, I watched recently. I skipped over Captain Marvel. I know you watched that one on repeat.
Why do you hate women?
One.
Why do I hate women? Because I reviewed Black Widow positively and it got shit views. So.
That just sounds like you're the problem.
Yeah, but that's not your fault that like.
But yet the all-female Ghostbusters episode got a lot of views.
Exactly.
Huh. So while they're in traffic, get a little visitor.
Hello, Peter.
What did you think?
He's perfect in every way. It's like no time has passed. Time definitely passed.
Yeah, they said they digitally DH'd him, and I'm like, are you sure? Because he doesn't look.
He looks. Yeah.
Yeah, he looked pretty. Like, honestly, I think he looked cooler in this though because they gave him more of the comic book look. I think.
Which is weird. Sorry, so there's some weird stuff continuity wise.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, he mentions how he was later on. He mentions he was transported right from the moment he's like choking Peter to this moment. It's like, how did he switch outfits and change
where did
his
he
hair?
Get the shirt?
Yeah, where did he get the shirt?
Did you notice his hair didn't stay like that either during the movie?
Throughout
Like
the
that,
movie?
yeah.
Huh.
Because it looks like some weird, like, I don't know, buzz cutty. I don't even know
It's
how
almost like they wanted
or
to do the bowl
spike.
cut from the comics and then
Yeah.
like gave up on it.
But like his hair's normal the rest of the movie.
Yeah, it's weird. It's weird. It is a fun action scene though.
Maybe
So
he
he's
just didn't have time to style his hair throughout.
Yeah.
Like it's just got unkempt.
so he's back. I like how Dr. Octopus is. He wakes up in a completely different universe, and his first thought is like, "Well, I
Kill
gotta tear.
Peter.
I gotta tear it. No, not even
Or
kill
kill
Peter.
Spider-Man,
I don't
sorry.
think he knows Peter's on the bridge. He's like, "Well, I'm just gonna start breaking this bridge and throwing people." It's like, "All right, whoa, calm down, calm down."
Yeah, and also too, like no one's seen a giant tentacle man up until this point. Like, did he just teleport exactly to where Peter was? Maybe they were drawn.
It seems
to
like,
where
yeah,
he
I
was.
think they're teleporting to around him,
Yeah.
except for other characters later. It's a little inconsistent, this spell.
Yeah.
So Dr. Octopus attacks, and it's an awesome fight.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not quite the train fight, but it's still pretty awesome.
Yeah.
I like when he just takes that big fucking cinder, like the
Yeah.
circular thing. I like when he throws that car into all the, like the, what do they call that? The barriers,
The median.
yeah, but what do they call
Oh,
it? Like the
Yeah, the water barrel thingies.
yeah, I
forget
forget what they
they're
call
called.
that. Yeah. But that explosion's cool. Yeah, it's a really, really fun fight scene. And then he reveals his face, and it's like, wait, you're not.
Yeah, because he goes.
Yeah.
He goes to stab him, and
He tears the piece off his chest,
yeah.
so his
Yeah,
face
so then
mask
it goes through his
down.
And
chest.
you mentioned that you were hoping it wasn't some weird
Okay.
Iron Man thing.
So one of the problems with the previous, not problems, but things people were noticing, you know how the Andrew Garfield movies, Oscorp is the bad guy factory?
Yeah.
Well, in these movies, it was becoming all the bad guys are Tony Stark's problem. So when I saw Dr. Octopus with the red and gold, I was like, please don't tell me he's from a universe where he killed Iron Man or
It
something.
was just the nanos.
But yeah,
it was the
so like I like
nanomachines.
that the nanomachines, they think they're on a new suit, so they
Yeah.
adapt to it.
I like too that he thinks he's like, wow, look at, like he thinks he's getting an upgrade, and then
Yeah, but then it like
Spider-Man.
pairs like a
Yeah.
Bluetooth. I'm like,
Did
oh,
you
that's
notice
cool.
they still did the thing where it's the red light, when
Yeah.
and then
Oh,
it turns to the
really?
white. Yeah,
Nice.
They
I-
do something else similar with another character too.
Again,
that, I wanna point
that means you talk about the teeth.
Yeah.
But yeah. That means like Dr. Octopus definitely like programmed. Did we mention that in the previous one? Did he program? I was like, okay, well, if these ever go evil, I'm gonna have to put red lights on them. Like, makes the-
I think it's just a movie thing.
I know. It's a movie, as some people would say.
yeah.
But going back to that scene where he sees who he is, I
Yeah.
really like that he was literally about to be impaled, but then the suit was like, no!
Yeah.
And it literally from his head to poof.
Yeah, that was crazy.
And it
'cause
cut
I
off part of
actually-
his tie.
Yeah, I thought like,
Yeah.
oh shit, he's dead. Like I was nervous.
Yeah. But yeah, so I like how he takes control of the arms. I thought that was really cool.
Yeah.
And he's like still trying to punch him.
Yeah, he was like trying to swing at him.
But this is an awesome reveal. But again, continuity kind of bothers me. Pumpkin Bomb shows up, and we get the Green Goblin in the Green Goblin suit. The only time did you see the trailer? That's as long as he wears that mask in the
Yeah.
movie, which was kind of a letdown. But yeah, this part really bothered me because then Dr. Octopus goes, "Oh, Osborn." It's like he didn't know who he was.
He knew who Osborn kind of.
He knew who Osborn was. No one knew that Osborn was the Green Goblin.
Did they though?
At that, where he was in Spider-Man 2, he did not know. Harry Osborn didn't even know yet.
Yeah, I guess so.
Like, they didn't even do like a bullshit thing where he's like, yeah, I figured it out, but I kept like like a throwaway line of dialogue could have solved that, but I'm like, how does Dr. Octopus know who the Green Goblin is?
You know, I mean, it's like, I guess the thing is too, they kind of figure like, you know, some people aren't even gonna friggin' see the other movies or haven't seen them already. We might.
It's not even just like, because you could assume in that universe the Goblin died.
Yeah.
It's not even just like the Goblin. Like he specifically says Osborn. I'm like, no.
Yeah, he didn't know.
But they get transferred to the dungeon.
Yep.
The dungeon where they filmed an episode of The Equalizer.
Yeah.
He's like, this dungeon was used for this, and in the 80s they used it for a TV show. I'm like, how?
Which I wondered if that was like to explain why it looked like a setting from The Equalizer. Did they just use the same set? They just like made a joke about it too.
Does that show have anything to do with the Denzel Washington movies?
It's the Denzel Washington movies are based on that show.
So it's like a gritty reboot?
Yeah, it's kind of like, it's about this dude that's just like I think he's like an old like agent.
Okay.
And he pretty much solves mysteries and helps out people in need, but he goes about his life as a normal guy. He's not like in witness protection, but he's just retired and he's kind of like living his life.
Someone sent us The Equalizer on DVD.
So it's one of those movies where it's basically justice porn. Never in the movie does Denzel Washington get hurt or is in any sort of danger. He just fucks everyone up, but that's what you want to see. Like you base, and he only
like
helps the
Taken?
good guys. Yeah, it's a lot like that. Yeah, it's one of those movies.
So yeah, Strange brings him back. We find out he has captured the lizard, who looks slightly different. He still has the flat face. What did you think of the lizard's design?
I don't like the lizard's design that much, but I'm like whatever with it.
I wasn't too. I was mad in Amazing Spider-Man. He looks too much like a Koopa from the Mario Brothers movie.
Yeah.
And this one, he has like weird ridges on his head. So I'm like, all right, it looks a little different.
He just looks kind of goofy, especially when he talks. He looks kind of goofy.
Yeah. So Doctor Strange tracked the lizard down. He realizes with the spell, it's bringing in people from other universes who know Peter Parker's Spider-Man. Bit of a problem with this spell with other characters that come later. And we'll talk about that when we meet those characters. So yeah, he basically says you need to like capture these people. Does he know there's 6 or is he just guessing?
I don't think, did he say 6? I think he just said like
they conveniently had 6 prisons. I don't know, like
whoa.
I don't know. He says he needs to like go out there and capture them, and he gives them like a magical device where he can shoot them, and it teleports into the cell, which is actually a cool device.
Yeah.
Way better than the ring thing that he does.
Yeah, I like the ring thing though.
I do. This seems more convenient though.
Can't do it. Doesn't do anything.
Yeah. So
have a ring.
Yeah, that's true.
So Peter recruits his friends Michelle and Ned, and they're a little snippy with Doctor Strange,
And they gotta Scooby-Doo that shit.
I don't get what that means.
I think he just means like it's like a team of kids and go get it done. It's like Scooby-Doo it.
Please, Scooby-Doo this crap.
Yeah, that's literally it.
Yeah.
It's a weird line.
And he says it twice.
Yeah. It was weird. I think we mentioned that was weird when we did our trailer reaction on Patreon.
I think we might have.
Yes.
I don't know. Did we?
I don't know. You know what? I think there's more trailers coming out that we might do reactions and short vlogs for on Patreon. Isn't that right, Kieran?
Sure.
Everyone should go to Patreon for those.
Yeah, and watch our reaction of the Resident Evil one.
Yes. Look for the thumbnails where we go like this.
Yeah.
Where's my Disney footage?
As of this recording, Sean edited it, but I did not watch it yet. I was going to have you watch it. And
Thanks, Sean.
Sean edited
Thanks for
it.
nothing,
Sean
Tony.
edited it.
Sean edited it.
Thanks, Sean. Thanks for nothing, Tony.
Thank you, Sean.
So he's off on a mission to capture the rest, but there's a problem. His suit, he can't get the green stuff out of it. So he just takes the lining off his suit, and he's now just wearing whatever's underneath.
He flipped it inside out.
He flipped it inside out. Is that what happened?
That's what happens, because there's a part he looks at the inside and he goes, that could work. So he flipped the whole suit inside out. That's why there's like wires hanging from things.
Okay, because I just thought he took like the top layer off.
No, it's the suit just flipped inside out, and that's
funny.
why it's like, because I thought it was I thought it was the Secret Wars suit.
Yeah.
Where he has like those gauntlets, and I guess they were kind of like.
Well, people were saying it was like an enchanted suit from Doctor Strange, and it's like, no, I just flipped the suit inside out.
Because there is an enchanted suit that he wears. It's in the video game too. It's like one of the ones you can unlock. I think it's the Secret Wars suit.
Maybe.
Something, or whatever.
I think that's what it is too.
I like that he has to duct tape the fucking cell phone to his chest.
He's FaceTiming.
So I like that. So he's off looking for more people. He encounters the Sandman.
Yeah, the forest starts moving. You see the
Yeah.
And then Electro shows up.
blue.
And his theme song starts to play, but not his singing. Remember Electro sang in Amazing Spider-Man 2, that movie you like?
Honestly, I don't.
When he's in Times Square, his like theme song starts playing, but then if you listen, you hear Electro's inner monologue, but it's Jamie Foxx singing.
Oh.
He's like, he lied to me. He hates on
Oh,
me.
yeah.
And now it's called My Enemy. He's like, now he is my enemy. I'm like, are we this far in Spider-Man movies where it's like, how do we know that he's the bad guy? Let's have him sing. He's the
Maybe it was like Spider-Man Turn Off the Dark. It's like,
They should have had the Green Goblin from Spider-Man Turn Off the Dark.
I wanted to see that so bad, and then I watched they were on like the Tonight Show or something. They had and I was like,
they all
oh my
came
god,
in.
this is horrible.
What was it? In the Spider-Man Turn Off the Dark universe,
It looks like a school play.
Craven has an actual line on his chest.
Yeah, he's
the
really
lizard.
weird looking.
The lizard is just a dinosaur coming out of a guy's stomach.
Yeah, it's awful.
What was it? Carnage is made out of blood.
Yep.
And then so they all have this thing where they mix DNA, and then there's someone made of knives. I'm like, where'd you get knife DNA?
Yeah, they're all like, it's so hard to
Remember
look at.
Swarm? It was the Bumblebee.
Yeah, and all the songs are terrible. I kind of wanted to see it though because it was like there was like, you know, the whole time it was coming out, it's like, oh, the Spider-Man actor fell from a rafter and is like they had to get his understudy or whatever.
You're triggering flashbacks.
Oh, sorry, man.
Of all the Spider-Men who died.
I'm sorry.
That was the hardest part watching this.
So hearing about things trigger you, not that the fact that their rotting bodies are still here.
Yeah, I can see that with my own eyes.
Luckily, none of the people investigating their disappearances watch this show.
Yeah. Tony, you're going to go to jail one day.
Maybe.
They're going to just find a pile of dead movie stars and old TV stars.
They're going to be filming Spider-Man whatever. They're like, where are our actors?
Yeah. If they ever have to do a multiverse movie, thank God they got it done and filmed before any of this.
Oh my God.
Also, Topher Grace. He's dead.
And Tom Hardy. That one hurt the most.
And
that
Tom
was my
Hardy.
good friend, Tom Hardy.
Yeah.
So yeah, Electro is fighting him, and now his body's back. So I guess falling into a vat of eels, becoming electricity, and being sent to another universe fixes your teeth, gives you new hair, and cures your autism. Who knew? Who knew that was the answer all along?
They do kind of have a throwaway line saying that the energy's different.
I guess.
So, like, maybe
that's the thing I don't like about Amazing Spider-Man 2. They kind of, like, heavily imply he's on the spectrum, so when Spider-Man is trying to blow him up at the end, I'm like, this makes me uncomfortable. I don't like this. I don't feel like Spider-Man would be blowing up an autistic guy. I don't agree with it.
There's also this one part in this part where I hate it, where he
Kane Marco?
Yeah, Flint Marco. He's just like, hey, Peter, remember me? I'm Flint Marco. I am Sandman. Remember me and my daughter and that time we hung out? Like, it's like he just kind of comes out of nowhere and
Peter,
says that.
it's me. Remember, everyone was too busy bitching about Venom and memeing James Franco, and they all kind of forgot I was in the movie. So I got to remind you who I am.
Yeah, it was a sloppy line. You know, and I mean, this is the only one that I really picked up on. Everything else I can kind of just go, you know, whatever. But this one was like, yeah, we get it. You were in one of the movies, dude.
And then for some reason, Sandman, he just likes being in his sand form.
Yeah.
Probably because Thomas Hayden Church was like, I'm not going to set.
The sand is different in this universe than in the other one. It's different sand. It's
no,
like
that was
Naboo
literally
sand.
so him and
he's only shown in his human form once. Right?
Yeah, and I got it. Did we just talk about that
at
already?
the very end? Yeah.
I think
you were just talking about how he didn't show up.
Oh yeah, no, I mean earlier. I'll mention it. When we get
Also,
there.
too, what's weird is that like Electro's completely naked, but Sandman has his same shirt and pants and everything. Like he always.
I did like this, so we're just gonna pretend that I'm not standing here butt naked. Like,
Yeah.
Well, where did he get his suit up? Yeah, never mind.
Well,
Listen to the commentary
everybody
track.
comes back naked except for Sandman.
Yeah.
Like for some reason, the sand. I guess the sand that when he changes back eventually, like.
wish Alfred came in naked.
But yeah, if you were gonna bring back, two characters for this movie during COVID, Sandman and Lizard are the ones you're gonna do because you just CGI them and have them record their lines. You don't need them on set. That was a smart idea. It's weird because it's like, Sandman didn't really walk around like sand in that movie too
all
much.
the time. He was. Only in, like,
by the
certain
way,
parts.
I wanted to mention because in the Spider-Man 3 review, you were like, "Why isn't Johanna into this guy?" Because he reminds me of my dad. That's why I'm not into that.
Sandman.
Hold on. What? Your dad looks nothing like fucking Thomas.
I said he
Hayden.
reminds me of my dad. I didn't say he looks
killed
like
Uncle
my dad.
Ben? What the fuck?
Does your dad walk around in green striped sweaters all the
yes.
time? Oh, okay.
How does he remind you of your
No,
dad?
the actor reminds me of my dad.
Okay. It definitely doesn't look like your dad.
I never said he did.
I'm just saying.
Was Alfred Molina in Boogie Nights?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
He's the
With the stash.
coked out guy.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's one of my favorite parts of like any movie.
It's
Also,
pretty
that
good.
whole part is like hilarious. It's
Now
like the
imagine
most
if he was
scary
like that
thing
in
ever.
this, but with the arms.
He's like, this is my friend who just throws firecrackers and stuff.
It's Electro. He's like,
Yeah.
"Bing." They should redo that with him with the arms.
Yeah, that
Just the
scene would be
Sinister
pretty great.
Six in
And
there.
then also like Thomas Jane would actually be like the Punisher in this one instead of like.
So yeah, the problem with like fucking Sandman, he's very emotional.
Did you know what? Hold on. I'm sorry, but there's 3 Marvel characters in that scene. There's Alfred Molina.
Yeah.
There's Thomas Jane the Punisher, and then there's John C. Reilly who was in
Guardians of the
Guardians of
Galaxy.
the Galaxy.
Yes.
There's 3 Marvel actors in that scene. Marky Mark isn't anybody, right? Mark Wahlberg.
Not yet.
He's not a Marvel person.
Oh my God, fear.
No, but like that's weird. Could you imagine like then if Mark Wahlberg ever becomes a Marvel character, they have to redo that whole scene as the Marvel characters. Like,
They gotta get
funny.
that firecracker guy into one of the movies.
Yeah. Alfred Molina has the arms. He's in his like silk robe. The Punisher's there all coked out and gets in a gunfight with everybody. It makes a lot more sense.
That'd be pretty good. So,
Oh my god.
so Peter transfers Electro to the prison.
Yeah.
And then Sandman's like, "Did you just kill him? What did you do?" And he's like, "Whoa, man, trust me." He's like, "I don't know who you are. I'm gonna fucking murder you." And then he transfers Sandman.
He's like, I don't know who you are. I'm Flint Marko, though. I was in Spider-Man 3.
"Remember, I killed your uncle,
Yeah.
but it was an accident. We're totally cool."
We're okay now. Me and you hung out for like a few minutes, and then I flew away.
Yeah. Oh, I did like the one cell that never gets filled, but there is a 6th person. I like how he shoots a tree, so the tree goes
Yeah.
into the cell.
He's like, is that a tree
He's like,
monster?
"Is this
or...
a tree man?" Or yeah. So he captures the 2 of them. I think we cut back to the Green Goblin with his mask on a dumpster, being like, "Norman, you suck. We could be so cool. We could be cool, tough guys." And Norman's
Yeah.
like, "No, my brain." He breaks the mask.
Oh, no, I don't want to be the Green Goblin anymore.
I just want one fight scene of him with the mask. That's all I wanted.
I like this better. I like what we
Yeah.
got here better.
When we get to it, I had an idea for something they could have done, similar to what they did in the Amazing Spider-Man 2, but they didn't go with it. But no, I do like that he goes to Feast, which is from the comics, but I think it's in this movie because the video game really made it a big thing. And I like how Spider-Man walks in there because he thinks it's going to be a fight, and then Norman's like, "My brain hurts.
Yeah.
Help me.
I was
Where
dying
am I?"
at him with the donuts, and he's just taking them and putting them in.
He keeps stealing the donuts.
Taking all the donuts.
I did like when he's like, "Yeah, I came back and someone's in my house.
Someone's living
and
in my house.
There's no Oscorp, and my son's not here because he keeps getting canceled in real life over and over again. And Seth Rogen won't return his calls." That was a weird line of dialogue. I don't know why they included it.
Yeah, it was so weird.
Yeah. Willem Dafoe looking great. for 60 something. I don't think they said they digitally de-aged both of them, but they don't look that de-aged.
Now, Willem Dafoe looks pretty normal to
You know
me.
what the worst digital thing they did for Alfred Molina was? That awful character poster where he looks like a grandmother.
Yeah.
I'm like, what is this?
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know.
I didn't see that.
But was it hard to fap to that?
Oh, I still fapped.
I literally texted Johanna about something else, and she texted me back. She's like, I'm trying to fap to Alfred Molina in the theater. Speaking of sex stuff in the theater. What is it?
69 days.
Oh, shit.
Till I go to Disney World. Nice.
Nice.
Did you see what Kevin Smith posted about the movie?
No.
Kevin Smith, get offline, man. He was like, because you know how he's a crybaby now?
Yeah,
He cries
yeah,
all
he
the
cries a
time,
lot,
but this
yeah.
was weird. He's like, make sure to... Yeah, that's pretty bad.
Oh, that is... Yeah, what the hell?
Right? He doesn't look like that.
Jessica,
No.
she's showing him the awful character poster.
Yeah.
So
Show everyone.
So Kevin Smith, and I retweeted it because I'm like, we can all agree this is a weird thing to say. He's like, make sure to bring tissues. One, for the joygasm you're gonna have with your favorite characters, and two, for all the tears. I'm like, did you just admit to ejaculating and crying in a kid's film? Like, what the fuck, Kevin Smith?
Oh, my God.
Like, he's getting weird. Like, we can all agree, he's fucking weird now.
I think it's just that, like, it's like using that old, like, kind of 90s humor. Like, that if he wrote that, like, say this movie came out, like, 2004, and he made that tweet, people would go, huh, you still got it, Kevin.
I don't know. That'd be a little weird for 2004.
I don't know. I think, like...
That'd be like Harry Knowles' review of Blade 2 when that came out. Look up that. That is a creepy fucking review.
Really?
Yeah, it's pretty gross.
No, I don't know. Kevin Smith and all those guys, like...
Real quick, you were vegan, right? Are you still vegan?
Yeah.
Okay. You don't cry nearly as much as Kevin Smith, I see.
Is
and you
he?
don't. Yeah.
Oh, no
That's
way.
the thing. Like, he went vegan, lost a lot of weight, and he started.
So wait, hold on. I have a plant-based diet.
Okay.
I am not vegan.
Okay. Is that
I drive
why?
a car that has leather seats. I once in a while will eat something that might have vitamin B12 in it that came from chicken. I didn't know.
So the point is, you could watch a movie and not have to tweet a picture of yourself crying.
Yes.
Is that what the difference is?
I don't cry often.
He
I
doesn't
really
cry at
don't,
all.
actually.
I don't.
Yeah.
Everyone
I-
always
so-
thinks I'm making that up. Johanna, have you ever seen?
You have never cried.
There you go.
I didn't cry in this movie, but there were certain parts in this movie where I was like, and I got but tears of not for anything, but I like to refer to them as more like I don't know, bro tears or something. Like, it's like, in Terminator 2,
Oh yeah.
at the end of Terminator 2, that part's pretty sad. And that, I shed a tear there. I did shed a tear. I guess the lamest one I can think of is when in Attack of the Clones, when what's her name, Padme says, "Anakin, you're breaking my heart." That part killed me.
Wait, no,
I don't know
that's
why.
Revenge of the Sith.
Yeah, that's
Revenge of the Sith.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, sorry.
Just
That
saying,
part
Attack of
killed
the
me, I don't
Clones.
know.
You're like when Jango Fett's head got.
I cried so hard when they were touching that sand.
I cried tears of joy when Mace Windu went, "This party's over."
Yeah.
Anyway, they bring Osborn back to the dungeon, and then that's where. All right, so the trailer was purposely misleading. The trailer made it seem like they all died fighting Spider-Man. And I remember going into this, I was like, him and Sandman. We said it in our review. I'm like,
Yeah.
Sandman and him were kind of cool at the end, and Lizard didn't die. So I thought that was weird, but it's only referring to, Doctor Strange doesn't even say that line in the movie. Sandman does. He's like, yeah, they both died. So I understand Sandman probably knowing who Norman Osborn and stuff was. I think we talked about it. Maybe after Harry died, the story got out.
Yeah.
But it's still weird to me that Dr. Octopus knows.
I think that's the thing, is that they don't know who's going, because they say oh, so I might go home and just die. That's kind of how it was.
And I do kind of like that where, again, a bit of an issue, but I like where Peter, this is where he gets the idea where he's like, maybe we can fix them before we
Yeah.
send them back.
Which I actually really liked that idea too.
Yeah.
I thought it was pretty cool. And I like that later on it comes back in as in there, I thought about this all the time.
Yeah.
So it was pretty cool.
So that's a cool new thing for eventually they're gonna fight at the end.
Yeah.
But I'm like, that's cool. They're not just fighting. It's oh, they're actually trying to help them. They
And
have the resources and stuff.
It's a different it's a different Spider-Man.
But
than the
Doctor
other
Strange
ones.
is nah, sending them back. And this leads to a fun scene where Peter Parker steals the magic box and is swinging around. So I like when he kicks him out of his astral form, or it kicks his astral form out of his body. I like that the spider sense still works.
Yeah, he's still going this.
But did you see?
It like enhanced it kind of like it's as if like, you know, he had the tingle, but now it's like he had like, you can see kind of like the waves.
I was going to say they did the comic book waves of his head. I was like, all right, that's cool.
It was pretty neat because that was the thing was I was like, does he now, this is what gave him like the full, because there's a part later where he has the spider sense and it's like hitting him, but it's different than it was.
He mastered the spider sense at the end of the last one.
Yeah, but it wasn't the same like as this one was.
I guess it was
still
evolving.
the Peter Tingle, as he called it.
Yeah, so he gets back in his body. It's a real fun chase scene. He brings him into the mirror dimension, and that's pretty awesome.
Yeah, that whole scene was great.
They somehow make it to
geometry.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he figures out how to get out using geometry and whatnot with the power of math.
And he just hangs, you know, what's his name?
Doctor Strange out to dry, pretty much.
Yeah.
And then pieces out. So they have nowhere else to take him, so they take him to Happy Hogan's apartment.
Yeah. I love that phone call. He's like, I saw my security camera. Did you bring a cyborg man in my like who are all these people you brought into my apartment?
But I like that Dr. Connors just stays in the truck.
Yeah.
And I was like, I don't want to leave. I want to hang out in the truck.
Yeah, in the feast truck too.
But it turns out Happy had Tony Stark's what do they call it?
I forget what it's called.
Oh, the fabricator.
Fabricator
that made the suit in the last movie.
Right.
It was used, and then he took it, and it can basically make anything.
Yeah, it can like 3D make shit. So yeah, he has a plan to come up with solutions for everyone's problem, and he's working with Osborn, who's something of a scientist himself.
Yeah, which he said it. He said the thing.
He said it. For some reason, it worked in this movie. It wasn't as bad as Kid Ghostbusters.
They said it too, but it's not even from that movie. Why would they say I'm something of a scientist myself?
No, for some reason, the nostalgia stuff in this movie worked for me.
Yeah.
I was going to mention that at the end.
Yeah. By the way, guys, I just want to let you know that these are all new Sony movies I enjoyed, including the one we're talking about now.
Did the blowjob ghost come back and go to Paul Rudd?
It didn't. But I like even the Venom movies, which some people don't like. I enjoyed them.
I like the first Venom. I haven't seen the second one. I wouldn't mind borrowing your 4K Ultra HD Blu-ray if you don't mind some. Oh, okay.
I'll give you the digital code.
That's cool.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll do that.
No. Like Jedi mind.
Yeah, so just to remind everyone, I like
anymore.
these Sony products, and just because I didn't like one Sony product lately doesn't mean I hate all new movies. I just didn't like that one Sony movie. Anyway, the nostalgia stuff in this didn't bother me like it did in Ghostbusters. Like Norman saying that line, it's a little like, okay.
I liked it.
It didn't take me out of the movie. Whereas,
you know, though, I will say, so, you know, we were sitting in one row. It was Tony, Jessica, me, and then Ryan was over here. And then Justin was over there. And the second he said that, I just heard just go,
Justin is always yucking people's yums, am I right?
Yeah, he is always yucking them yums, let me tell you.
Yeah, so the first person he cures is Dr. Octopus.
Yeah.
Does he want fresh water or salt water? I love when Aunt May asked that. She's like, because you're an octopus? And he's like, because I remembered, I'm like, oh yeah, he doesn't refer to himself as Doc. So that probably like really pissed him off. Like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Because his name is Doc.
Which they make fun of.
And they say Doc Ock. They say, like,
I do like that they make fun of the Otto Octavius. They're like, no, really, what's your real name?
Yeah.
It's like, shut up, Peter Parker. Don't make fun of other people's names.
Yeah, everybody too has like the alliteration. That was like a Stan Lee kind of thing, which is weird.
Yeah.
But we're also forgetting J. Jonah Jameson is kind of stalking them.
Right.
He's sending like a dude out. And we haven't even mentioned J. Jonah Jameson, who's great.
We did in the beginning.
Kind of, but not really.
So I like that he's Alex Jones. He's hawking supplements.
Yeah, well, I like the first shot you see is him in just like this crappy room with the green screen, but it looks awesome when he's on screen.
I think they're following the video game thing where he was at the Daily Bugle.
Yeah.
Well, no. In this version, Daily Bugle's it looks like he was like a news person and then became this alternative news guy.
Yeah, I think in this one I thought that it was just that he is just.
Well,
kind of crazy guy.
The Daily Bugle is his podcast, but like
Yeah.
it looks like he was a respected guy that went to this. But I like throughout the film he's become respected again because next time we see him, he has an actual set.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's
so
the thing.
like it helped get his career back.
He's basically like, and it is like it's totally Alex Jones, but it works because that's how in the game it was like. I loved listening to those. It was so funny when he would come in. And
He would just make up lines.
Yeah, and the people who would try to be like, no, actually, Spider-Man actually helped us. He's like, you're delirious. Like he's just the guy who does it. Was that also him who voice acted in the game?
Not
though?
in the game, no.
Okay.
But that actor has voiced him in a bunch of cartoons, like Ultimate Spider-Man and stuff. Like he was still J. Jonah Jameson up until like, I don't know, like 8-9 years ago.
Gotcha.
Until they came back for this.
Why is all this backwards?
What?
Oh, I'm stupid. It was upside down. It's like, it's because Spider-Man is like, so when it's upside down, he's right side up.
Anyway.
So I was like,
I got you. It's okay.
I'm an idiot.
So anyway, he saves Dr. Octopus, but I think I was talking about this with like Xander or you before this. So he's cured Dr. Octopus, but that means when he sends him back to where he left, he still needs to sink the sun into the, so he's still gonna die unless he has time to think of another way to sink the sun.
He also might not turn the machine on too to begin with, or he might be.
Well,
like,
if he's going back to where he left, the machine's
he'll go
already on.
back.
I have something to point out at the end because they never showed a thing unless you guys saw it, but I didn't see it.
Okay.
And that's why I think it's gonna,
Okay. Yeah, so he's like, oh man, I'm so cured. I can finally, the stupid tentacles stop talking to me.
Yeah, it's so quiet.
Yeah, and then he puts the iron nano thing on top of his black suit, so that's how he gets that like new looking suit. Yeah, so they're ready to cure everyone else. They're putting a power thing on Electro.
Yeah.
And he's a little annoyed by it.
Dissipates the power.
He's got a completely different personality in this, by the way.
Yeah.
Like, it's such a different personality.
I mean, I guess because the energy is different.
The energy is different. That just changes your entire whatever. Also, I do like that he's wearing like that yellow jacket. And everything.
And I like that when he was using the power, like he actually, it showed.
Yeah, later on,
the-
it's in the trailer, but yeah, it forms his mask a little bit. I wish they did that a little bit more. It's better than I just have a black suit now.
So the thing
and a battery in my head.
The Electro that they had in Amazing Spider-Man, the way he was like blue and everything, that's how Electro looked in Ultimate Spider-Man. He was just this being of energy.
Although early Ultimate Spider-Man, I think he did have flesh and he could turn blue.
Yeah. He turns. Yeah. He's, yeah.
He eventually just is blue, but they should have went with yellow. Would have made more sense.
Yeah.
Anyway, Peter's tingle kicks in.
Yeah.
I really like this because the anxiety of it,
Yeah.
because he's like, I don't know why this is doing this.
Yeah.
Like, what is going on?
That's why I feel like it was like the astral plane thing kind of messed with it. It made it like more enhanced. Like he's
And like
almost
at this point, you don't know. Like you know, J. Jonah Jameson's downstairs. You know the lizard's out there. You know like cops are on the way, and you're like, what's going on here? And then he realizes that Norman's betraying them.
Yeah.
Norman's on sabbatical or whatever he says.
He's now the Goblin. He is not.
They did the thing with the teeth from the first movie,
Which I don't think we mentioned in our review. Please tell us about the teeth.
See, this is why I should be in all the reviews, because I noticed the little things, just like with the
So
tentacles.
you
but anyway,
think Kieran shouldn't be in videos? Okay, well,
Yes.
that's mean to Kieran.
Yes.
But anyway, continue.
I don't wanna
actually,
be in
I
any
think
more
me and
videos
Kieran
from
should
now
just
on.
take over, and you should just leave.
Yeah, you know what, Tony? I think this is going to be Johanna and Kieran present Hack the Movies. And you'll get an executive producer credit.
Okay.
But anyway, when he's as Norman, he has like perfect straight teeth, and you know, because he's a rich dude, so he's gonna look nice or whatever. And then when he's the Goblin, it's actually Willem Dafoe's real teeth, so it's all like crooked and.
Oh, no way.
Yeah.
I didn't
So
notice that.
the
Holy shit.
performance enhancer, when he switches personality, just makes his
That
teeth
must
all
suck if
crooked.
you're like a movie star and they're like, hey, so here's the idea we got. We're going to give you perfect teeth when you're a good guy. When you're a bad guy, we're just going to use your normal jacked fuck.
Or
I wonder if that was his idea.
Or does he
Maybe
have?
that's
Or does
true.
he
Because
have?
that sounds like a very like he'd be like.
Or does he
"Hell
have
yeah."
dentures and when no one's looking, he's like,
Yeah. He's like, I'm crazy. My teeth.
it just does that.
I think it's just another movie magic thing that's like with the tentacles
Yeah.
where it's just like, oh, it's red, now it's white.
But yeah, he's basically like, fuck all of you. Why do you want to lose your powers? That's stupid. Like, I think his cure that he's making actually makes him stronger. And also he's wearing, I think we mentioned he's wearing a purple hoodie in the scene. That's very important.
Which I thought was cool.
Yeah. So he kind of convinces Electro to take off his thing.
And it's like right about to beat too. This is the last one.
Yes. And then Sandman's constantly like just, I'm a good guy and I like you, Peter. What the fuck? You're portraying? Oh my God.
Yeah.
He's just like, all right, Sandman, calm the fuck. Now I'm starting to think he did shoot Uncle Ben.
Yeah.
And he just lied to Peter.
Sandman's kind of lame anyway.
Yeah.
I don't know. He's just lame.
But yeah, the whole thing there, he's like, I just want to go home because I have a daughter and like, I guess she's still alive. Good for him.
Also, this fight is awesome.
Yeah. So Sandman and Electro, they like peace out.
Yeah.
Fucking Otto gets yeeted out the window.
Yeah, Otto gets knocked out the window. I like the lizard breaks out and J. Jonah's like, is that a dinosaur?
Like, did you just see that? Like he was like,
dinosaur?
Was that a dinosaur?
But yeah, the Green Goblin Peter fight is awesome.
It's definitely like it's awesome. Like
and
he
while
beats
it's
the shit out.
and while it's happening, Aunt May is like running down the stairs with the antidote, which is not really an antidote.
Yeah.
As we find out. So they're like knocking him through walls and shit. And I like
throwing through the floor.
Yeah, through the floor, which is just like the video game where you like web him up and kick him down. But yeah, I like that his purple hoodie keeps getting more and more tattered, so it looks like the purple hood, because we never got that from him. That was the big complaint, the old one. It's like, he looks like a Power Ranger villain. I'm like, well, I'm cool with that, but I understand. It was weird they didn't just put a hood on him in that original one.
This one, he was way more evil than he was in like the original one. Like he was honestly actually very, very scary. Like this part was
keep in mind, like where this goblin was before he got transferred, he was about to murder Mary Jane and a bunch of little kids. So he entered this universe at an 11.
Yeah.
So he's just like, all right.
Yeah.
Did you hear Willem actually did like majority of his stunts and stuff? Like he was like, I want to do this, otherwise I don't want to do it.
Except there is a stuntman. They leaked a picture of a stuntman.
No shit.
But
there's a stuntman for everyone.
And also might have just been a
as I said, he did majority. You just keep adding stuff.
My favorite is Black. Oh, didn't you see Black Widow?
Nah.
Whatever, spoiler.
I like how Taskmaster is a woman.
Oh, I already knew that.
Yeah, but they had a man on set, and there's so many pictures of the man stunt double without the man.
Yeah. Is it like Lori Loughlin and Rad? And they BMX. They bicycle.
You know what? It's just like Lori Loughlin and Rad. But it's weird when they digitally put her head on the guy, because it's like, you're not there.
Yeah.
You're not there. That's weird.
No, I already knew that. I knew that whole thing about Taskmaster.
But yeah, the fight is awesome. And he does kind of like a similar thing. He's like, Peter, you suck.
Yeah.
Like, you don't deserve this power or whatever. Aunt May stabs him in the neck. And what I thought was going to happen was, now that we have the hood and everything, I thought he was going to like turn green, kind of like Amazing Spider-Man 2. And that's how we'd finally get like the green face stuff, but they decide not to do that.
Meh.
It's fine. Works either way.
Yeah.
But yeah, he fucking rams his goddamn, whatchamacallit?
Yeah, the glider.
Glider into Aunt May. Marissa Tomei.
Yeah, she gets knocked on her ass.
Almost.
I'm not gonna like, I love her, but they really did not use her like at all across these movies.
Until this one, really.
She doesn't really do anything.
Just Aunt May.
Like, it's Marissa Tomei.
Yeah.
What do
I
you
could have
want
had her do stuff.
What do you want her to do?
You know what I wanted
You
to
want
do,
her
Kieran.
to furiously masturbate, perhaps?
I would love to see that, Kieran.
But yeah, actually, Marissa Tomei.
Babe.
I'm okay with that.
I like what the internet says. I think we mentioned this in a previous one. Until they say otherwise, Joe Pesci is Uncle Ben to me.
Oh, where it's like My Cousin Vinny.
It's
like,
My Cousin.
Yeah.
I really wanted one picture from just My Cousin Vinny,
That
and
would
it's
be
like,
pretty
that's
good.
Uncle Ben.
Yeah.
Or George Costanza, because there was that plot line in Seinfeld.
Oh,
Did you ever watch that?
when he was, yeah.
Where he tries to cheat on Susan with Marissa Tomei.
Yeah.
But then she finds out he's engaged, so she breaks up with him. But I love, people forget, the end of season 7, after Susan's dead, he calls Marissa Tomei during the credits. And he's like, yeah, I was the guy who was engaged. And anyway, the funeral's this Saturday. But after that, I'm completely free. Like, he tries to get back together with Marissa Tomei. She hangs up on him. He's like, yeah, the funeral's Saturday, but I'm free after.
It could also be, what's his name from The Wrestler? Ronnie the Ram.
Well, no, he was Whiplash.
Oh yeah, that's right.
But then again,
Wait a minute.
They like recasting people.
The wrestler was Mickey Rourke and Marissa Tomei.
And the Blue Meanie in a small cameo.
Yeah, they're both, but Blue Meanie isn't in Marvel Cinematic Universe.
He should be.
Well, maybe if he appears on a very famous YouTube channel soon, he will be. Anyway.
Whose YouTube channel is he going to be on?
Mine.
You going to be on? Oh, cool.
Yeah.
No
When was
way.
the last time you uploaded a video on your channel?
Thursday.
Is he going to be on
fuck
that other channel that we do things for sometimes? What is it called again?
Anyway.
The one that we had a panel in Connecticut?
We've already mentioned in an episode the worst panel we've
The
ever
worst
had.
panel in history.
In case you
probably.
missed the Christmas Vacation episode, when we went to Connecticut, someone decided to make a joint Cinemasker.
It was them. It was the
It was them?
It was the.
It was them.
It was the.
This
the
has literally
event.
been said to you like 4 times.
It was
I'm
the
not
event.
kidding.
It wasn't us. Like we didn't decide that.
Yeah, so it was a Cinemasker Hack the Movies panel, which meant it was a Cinemasker panel.
Yeah.
Which meant it was people asking about James who
best-
wasn't there.
What does James smell like?
Yeah, my favorite part of it was when everybody who was there to see Metal Jesus first, they all filed out to follow Metal Jesus, and Justin's like, I'm gonna give them a few more minutes to go hang out with Metal Jesus, and then they come back in, and I was like, yeah, I don't.
No, they're
think
not
anyone's
coming back in.
My favorite
There
was,
was like
the
8 people.
the couple that kept making out the whole time.
And talking
Yeah.
the whole time.
And then at the very end, I was just like, yes, the 2 people have been making out in the corner. Do you have a like I just totally called them out.
Yeah, that was a really shit panel.
Anyway, great con though. We had a lot of fun.
Yeah,
at that
no,
convention.
actually, yeah.
I got my
Retro
King
World Expo
Boo
was
night.
awesome.
Not nightlight. It's a King Boo light that it's a sensor, so every time you walk past, he turns on.
I
It's
bought
really cute.
basketball
Um,
tape.
That's when you got your Fievel thing too.
Oh
right?
yeah, I got ripped Fievel mouse score.
So Aunt May is dying. Green Goblin gets away.
Yeah, which also this part got me pretty hard.
Yeah, this I was actually really upset because the thing that got me was like, oh, she's okay, she's getting up,
Yeah,
she's
yeah.
talking, she's walking, and then all of a sudden it's just like,
She
boom.
falls down. 'cause
I'm just
she
like,
gets up,
no!
and it's like, oh, she was in like shock, I guess. Like she didn't realize, but she got
Yeah.
smashed because she
Yeah.
gets that thing blows up the whole
Yeah.
like front and then smashed into her. It's also a spiky glider.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So and then also just Peter like talk. Oh my god, this part was hard
Yeah.
to get through.
But he never really had like a
Yeah.
big loss moment too, whatever. Besides
had it,
like,
we just never
Iron
saw it,
Man, but
maybe,
like
yeah,
that's not
no.
really like it's not someone he's related to. It's not someone
Yeah.
he's always had.
He had the Uncle Ben moment. We just didn't see it.
Also, we
He
don't
heavily
know,
implies to it.
We don't also know if his actions caused Uncle
I
Ben's
think that's because they were
demise.
just like, oh my god, no more origins.
Yeah.
We get it. I think we're
But,
just supposed to assume.
I like that it's kind of like because even in Spider-Verse, like everybody had a different, like Gwen Stacy loses Peter Parker.
Yeah.
Peter Parker loses Gwen
For
Stacy.
me, it was
or
my Uncle
or
Ben.
whatever.
For me, it was my Uncle Benjamin.
Yeah.
I liked in the 90s cartoon. Wasn't it like the Iron Spider? It was like from a universe where Uncle Ben didn't die, so he was kind of a dick.
There was, or he was the armored Spider-Man, but he was like rich and famous.
He was
and
basically
everything.
Iron
Yeah.
Man, but it was like he just was kind
they
of a
actually
dick.
do also too. There's an episode where like have you ever seen that one where Spider-Man like he explains to the little girl?
Yeah. Oh yeah, that
how
one I saw.
Uncle
Yeah.
Ben- and then it's like, he shows her that he's Spider-Man.
Yeah, and he's
And
like,
then she's like, I'll keep your secret for the rest of my life. And he's at like a terminally ill.
it was a real
and,
depressing
yeah, I
ending
remember
to
that
it.
episode. Like
my
I
God.
loved it. So I rewatched all the 90s Spider-Man like
I'm
last
rewatching them
year.
now, yeah.
I love the 90s Spider. I know it's like weird because he's not allowed to punch.
Yeah, it's so funny when you know that because then it's like, and everyone has a laser gun. No one has a real gun. They all
the
have
cops do.
sonic
Yeah.
laser guns.
The cops are like all like the super soldiers they look like and stuff. But
and there's some stupid shit where like they couldn't say Sinister Six, but they could say Insidious,
Insidious
6. And I'm
6,
like,
yeah.
what's the fucking difference? Like
also
it's
too-
they're both scary.
what's his name? Morbius doesn't drink blood. He collects plasma and he does it through his hand, and then they get like
the
herpes
Punisher
sores
is
all over
like,
their
I've
faces.
decided not to kill, and it's like, oh yeah, Punisher. That
he
seems
makes
real
him use-
Punisher.
But that was what was cool about that show was the Punisher was in it,
Mm.
Doctor Strange, the X-Men, Iron Man, Captain America, like every Marvel's hero, and Blade's
Yeah.
in an episode. Like everyone's in that show. It was such a good show.
I thought the most depressing thing with this whole thing is while, technically his actions did cause the death of Aunt May was still completely supportive of him for the whole thing. She's like, this
Yeah.
is what you need to do. You're doing the
It
right
kind of
thing."
changed. So I guess he already had the guilty thing with Uncle Ben, but this is a little bit different.
Yeah.
Because it's like, hey, he was trying to do the good thing with all his power, and it blew up. She's like, no, because you have a responsibility. She does the great power. She twists it a little bit.
Yeah,
they say it the right way later.
Yeah.
So yeah, he's sad, and he's just hanging out in the rain.
Sad. He's fucking devastated.
Yeah,
Are you
this part
kidding
was
me?
raw.
Yeah, he's hanging out in the rain because that's what Spider-Men do. They hang out in the rain when they're sad.
Yeah.
They never like, look, I've been sad while it was raining, and never once I'm like, well, I have to be sad in the rain.
Well, you can't swing from building. If I was sad, I could swing from any fucking building, and it was raining, and I was sad that day. I'd swing to the top of fucking.
I was gonna say I'll go to
any
the
building.
tallest one. and I'd be
you're
up
right,
there,
you're
and
right,
I'd be like,
because
woo.
down comes
I would
the-
always be on.
It's like,
buildings.
am I crying? You can't tell.
You're right, because down comes the rain, and it'll wash the spider out.
Yes. Hello, Tony.
Hello, Kieran.
Hello, Tony.
We didn't do our
We
intro.
didn't know.
I was so busy trying to keep that actor alive.
Yeah, thank God you did, though. I'm glad our sacrifice, he isn't dead.
So yes, he's sad. MJ and Ned, their like backup plan was to hit the button on the box and send them all back.
Yeah, she was about to press it.
She was about to press it, and then Ned stole one of the rings. What do they call them?
He goes like this.
Yeah. He's like, I wish Peter was here.
Yeah, and what was he saying earlier that when he was in the Sanctorum, he was saying that like my mom or
Yeah,
grandma,
his
whatever,
family
said
believes
that
that they're
I'm magic.
Yeah, that's their way of like, that's their like bullshit little thing to justify this. It's still a little weird. But yeah, so he like wishes he could see Peter. And then he does, but it's the wrong Peter. It's Andrew Garfield. And I remember when he jumped through the portal, I went, oh.
When I saw
I
this,
I got like real excited. I'm like,
So-
Joby. I'm like, oh.
I was not disappointed.
yeah, I thought it was fine. Like I don't really like the movies, but I was still like, oh.
No, he was good in this. He was good in this.
Yeah. People clapped when he came through, and I'm just like,
In yours-
did you
in your
not
theater?
see this coming? Like,
Well,
Yeah, everyone really likes to clap in
the
these
thing
movies.
with me was I avoided all
clap?
spoilers. And I didn't clap, but
Okay.
I went like, but the thing was also
it's
too,
like when a plane lands.
well, because I was afraid that like, what if no one is in this movie?
My biggest fear
Could you
was
imagine?
and they
People would be
and
pissed.
everybody on the internet was just
They'd be
making
pissed.
shit up.
My
and I'm
biggest
like, this is gonna
fear-
be either the biggest disappointment. or
my
it'll
biggest
be
fear
awesome.
was that they were going to show up for like 3 minutes at the end.
Yeah.
Like they were going to swing out of a portal. I'm like, oh no.
Yeah.
No.
And it's like pizza time.
I'm mad he did not say that.
Yeah, I
But
wish.
first, let's eat some pizza. I love pizza.
Give
I
me
wish-
rent.
I'm skipping ahead, but when they're science broing it up, I wish that they had pizza.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
You ruined the movie. I'm kidding.
so Ned brings Peter from the Garfield universe into the portal. He's trying to prove that he's Peter, and they're like, that's not enough. And he's like,
he's just hanging
Yeah, he just
from
goes
the ceiling.
by his fingertips too, and he's like,
by the
"This
way,
isn't
you know
enough."
what? I'm on Michelle's side. Like in this universe, it's like, yeah, there's so many people. Like you could just be a different superpowered
You could be
person.
sticky tips. or
Yeah,
something.
how do I
Could be
know
your
you're
power.
Peter?
Sticky tips.
Like literally, they're in New York. Dragons came from space, and also the city is built on top of dragons. If you watch The Defenders,
Yeah.
like literally, like that's not enough to prove it. If anything, they should still be in denial at
he
the
had to
end.
go crawl up and get a cobweb.
Yeah,
Yeah.
which I like that he gets it.
Yeah, like the whole time Ned's grandmother is asking them stuff.
Yeah.
So yeah, he comes through. He's wearing his suit, and then they're like, "Well, let's try it again."
Yeah, and he was in that current New York. He
Yes.
was also pulled
Yeah.
through.
He
So
was
yeah,
running
they
around.
also the Peter Parkers also got pulled into this universe.
because he mentions that he was looking for him, right? Like,
Yeah, they like
our Peter.
yeah, they've been looking around for him, and then in comes Tobey Maguire.
I was cheesing.
Not the
I
was just like, oh,
the haircut was a little jarring.
whatever.
I mean, I got it. They shot it during COVID. A lot of people were cutting their own hair, but I was just like the hair wasn't doing it for me. But it was.
What's up with you and people's hair? You're so
leave-
critical of people's hair.
like when
It
your
just
hair's
looks so
perfect, you can
different.
talk shit.
Yeah, Tony.
I'm
got all
jealous.
You got all this goop in your hair and shit
I'm
today.
jealous of everyone's hair. As I look at
You
Woody
look like
Harrelson's.
I think
I love
he's
when-
mad because he has the Doctor Strange thing going on because
Yeah.
he has the silver
You
on
know
the
what-
side.
No, I like the silver.
Tony looks like you're either about to go to like get your picture taken at Sears with your mom, or you're about to go to like fucking chess club or some shit. I don't even know. Greased ass hair.
I'm going to Club Shampoo.
That's
That's still
closed.
around.
That's
Oh,
close.
it is closed. Okay.
Speaking of which,
Nocturne.
what do you think of Cletus Cassidy's replacement haircut? Because everyone made fun of his wig in the first film, which was
weird.
comic book accurate.
Yeah.
And then everyone bitched about it. I'm like, well, that's what it looks like, guys. And they're like, it looks different now. Great seeing Tobey Maguire again. Because we never, Spider-Man 3 was a little bit of a misstep.
We never got to say goodbye.
Even Sam Raimi was disappointed he never got to finish that. So it's nice to see him one more time in a good movie.
Yeah.
I know you like Spider-Man 3, but we can agree it was not up to the caliber it should have been.
No, I agree. Yeah.
Sony's fault.
Yeah.
It's multiple people's fault. I'm not going to put it all on Sony. So he
It's,
shows up.
What's his name? AVI Arad or whatever.
Avi Arad.
Avi Arad.
Avi Arad. Anyway. So he shows up and he's like, hey, I've been looking for your Peter. I'm also Peter. We're all Peters. Shut up.
They've
Don't
been
say
looking for your Peter. I'm looking for your Peter.
They have to prove to each other that they're all Peter, so they shoot their webs at each other. The Peters shoot webs at each other. And I again, the grandmother's just like, can you please clean this up?
Yeah.
So I like the little interaction between the Spider-Men there.
Yeah.
And that's one thing I do like. There's a long stretch where they're just all hanging out.
Yeah. No, we got exactly. That's what I say. I mean, this movie didn't disappoint me in any way. We got exactly what we wanted. We wanted a bunch of old Spider-Mans hanging out with everyone. And
I also like when they're just like, hey, they're like, hey, where would Speeder?
Speeder.
Where would Peter go if he was sad? I go to the Chrysler Building. The other one's like, I go to the Empire State Building. They're like, he goes to school, and it's like, what a fucking loser. So they find him there.
This was sad.
Yeah, he was crying because of Aunt May.
Yeah.
But then the other Spider-Men show up. I do like that Andrew Garfield just stayed in the costume the entire time.
Yeah.
I feel like Tobey Maguire's like, look, I'll do it at the end, but can I just hang out? I don't want to wear the stupid. I feel like that was a conversation he had. He's like, I'll wear it for the fight scene, but god damn it.
It's probably if you think about it, he's worn it more than anyone.
Yeah. Meanwhile, Andrew Garfield, at this point, Tom Holland, because he's been in more movies.
Doesn't Tom Holland wear a CGI suit most of the time?
Well, he's still wearing something on set.
In the last one, he was wearing robots. I don't know.
Anyway, they all come down. They're like, hey, man, we know what you're going through. You're sad. You want to kill Norman Osborn. We can all relate to that. Except for Andrew Garfield, who I don't even know if he knew Norman Osborn. The fucking Amazing Spider-Man 2. I hate when they're like, Harry, you're my best friend when we were 8 years old, and now we're 18. It's like, you haven't seen him, and that's not your best friend anymore. Also, at no point in the first one does he ever go like, oh yeah, Oscorp, this is my best friend's dad's company. It never fucking comes up.
It never pops in.
Never comes up. Anyway, they're like, hey, look, we know what you're going through. This is the death, the loss. We lost Uncle Ben, and then they do the great power comes great responsibility. They say it the way it should. And they decide they're all going to team up. And they're going to cure everyone in the science lab, which I guess just has all the shit that they need.
Science bros.
Yeah, they're geniuses.
That is true. That is where he makes his web fluid. So they all decided to split up. Andrew Garfield's going to cure the lizard because he's done it before.
Oh, wait. I like the one conversation they have about, here's a cartridge for the web fluid. And then Tobey Maguire is just in me.
And he's like, that just comes out of you?
Yeah.
He's like,
then they ask if it comes out at other places.
And then Toby is gonna cure Norman because he's been thinking about the cure for years because obviously it led to the death of his father figure and best friend.
Tom Holland Peter kind of being hesitant with that one. I was like, ooh.
Yeah. Well, he's a little angry.
No shit.
I would be angry too, I guess. And then what are they? They're figuring out a way to cure Sandman. That was the one I'm like, I don't know if you're curing Sandman. What are you? I don't know what is in the high school science lab that you're gonna. How do you reverse the?
They made some sort of particle accelerator somehow.
Yeah, Sandman is the only one you don't really need to cure because he's not a current bad guy.
Yeah, because he's like, hey guys, it's me, your buddy, Flint Marco.
He doesn't, he literally just wants the box to go home.
Yeah.
He doesn't care about anyone else. He's like, just give me the fucking box so I can go home. I'm fine with where I am. I made my peace with Spider-Man.
Yeah.
It's cool to see them sciencing it up. They mention Harry Osborn, but not by name, because then it would trigger Andrew Garfield to be like, yeah, he was my friend too, and then he murdered my fucking girlfriend. That doesn't come up, but I like that they're saying this to Ned because Ned is one of the hobgoblins in the comics.
Okay.
And that actor's losing a lot of weight recently, so I wonder if he's going to be the hobgoblin
That
at
would
some
actually
point.
be, that's kind of crazy because you know how he says to him at that one point, like, I won't be, I'll never try to kill you or whatever, become a supervillain and try to kill you. But since Peter isn't there to hang out with them anymore.
Yeah.
Oh, well, we'll get
Spoiler!
Sorry, spoiler. Yeah, you'll see. You'll see.
So yeah, the Mary Jane, what's his face? They stay behind with the box again.
Mary Jane.
Yeah.
Michelle Jones, MJ. They stay behind. They go to the Statue of Liberty, which we forgot to mention. They're adding the Captain America shield to the Statue of Liberty.
Stupid.
And they mention that.
They mentioned
someone
says
like that's stupid, and they even say like that's awful. Why did they do that? Which is like, yeah, I'd be like, also if I lived in New York, I'd be like, yeah, that's fucked up, and we probably shouldn't do that.
Yeah.
The French gave us that shit back in like the 1700s or something like that. Like, what the hell? What's wrong with you?
Well, you know what? Fuck it. Put the American shield on there. Get rid of the French stuff.
You know what? Let's do it now. Let's put the Captain America shield.
And let's give her like a gun and an eagle.
Fuck it. Let's just build a Captain America statue right next to the Statue of Liberty, and it's like bigger.
He has his arm around her.
and Rocky.
Hover hands.
Yeah. He's like respectfully distanced.
So yeah, I like how they're preparing for the battle and they're just sharing war stories.
Yeah.
That was probably one of my favorite. They're like recapping stuff from the other movies. I like, Tover's like, yeah, one time I got like this alien goo on me. And Tom Holland's like, I fought an alien in space and on her. Huh?
Did you just say Topher?
I said Topher. Toby.
Tober.
Tober. Yeah, he's like, wait, you fought an alien in space and on her?
Yeah. I like that they're like, wow, you're so cool. Like, you've been to space.
Yeah,
like,
this is my favorite scene. Andrew Garfield calls himself lame. And I'm like, thank you, finally. It's really nice.
I think Andrew Garfield visually is one of the best Spider-Men.
Oh, with the Edward Cullen hair?
I think he looks like, honestly, too, exactly like the video game. Like, I feel like the video game looked more like Andrew Garfield, and then they changed it to look more like Tom Holland.
Yeah, that redesign is weird.
Yeah.
They made him look... The whole point is he's been Spider-Man for 8 years, and they make him look like he's 13.
Yeah,
I'm like, that defeats the purpose.
When they redesigned Miles Morales looks fine, I think.
No, I haven't seen that one.
Yeah, like I think he looks pretty good, but I think that Peter Parker just doesn't look I don't know why they couldn't have just kept the same face and just animated it better, but I guess it's also too they had to map the guy's face, and that's what he really looks like.
I like that they're just asking about the web fluid again. He's like, I feel like you guys are making fun of me.
Yeah.
He's just like, look, I can't, I wish I could tell you. It's just like breathing. It just happened.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, Andrew Garfield's like, yeah, I feel lame because I fought a Russian in a rhino suit.
Yeah.
So I guess in that universe, they still haven't gotten around to the Sinister Six, which was what they were setting up till.
Yeah. And that's the thing too, is it's kind of weird because like, I guess at that point in time, I guess it doesn't really matter where they are in their universes, but because it's like Tobey Maguire's like older. It's not like they didn't get Tobey Maguire from like right after 3. They got Tobey Maguire like almost 20 years after 3,
I guess like timeline wise, Toby should be 30 something, but he's 40 something in real life because he's playing way younger than he was.
He would be like, I guess he would probably be like 39. Like
probably.
He'd be late 30s,
somewhere around there.
Because he was like what? Like
Mary Jane.
He was like
Kirsten Dunst is 39, I think.
Okay.
38. Yeah. Anyway, she doesn't show up in this.
No.
I don't know why she wanted to get thrown into a wall in Spider-Man 3, according to that interview.
Toby mentioned something about like he actually made it work with Mary
Oh yeah,
Jane,
he's like, it's complicated. It's like, Toby, it's still complicated. Is she still mad at you for slapping her? Did you not tell her it was the alien? It was the alien goo. Oh, I like the web block thing.
Yeah.
He's like, I actually did get web block. I had an existential crisis.
Existential crisis. Like, yeah, he just like says it so like nonchalantly.
That was like actually my favorite part. Spider-Man's just like talking.
Yeah.
That was fun.
It was very necessary.
Again, I'm glad we got these scenes of them hanging out.
Yeah.
Because if it had just been they swinging at the end, I'd be like, okay.
No, it was awesome, like getting to see them all together, and it was like exactly what I wanted. Like I felt like, man, I'm like hanging out with old friends again. Or something.
Yes,
I don't even know.
And then the bad guys show up. The
cause,
sinister.
Because Tom Holland's Peter does a broadcast.
Yes.
With J. Jonah Jameson.
Yes.
Jonah.
Jonah.
And he's like, meet me at the Statue of Liberty. with its cool new shield from my dead friend.
Yeah.
So they're headed there. It's the Lizard, Electro, and Sandman. I do like when they first go to fight them, they're just like fucking up.
Yeah, because they're not used to fighting in a team or
Which
anything like
this is probably my favorite scene. When he's like, I don't want to brag, but I was in the Avengers. And Tobey Maguire goes, that's great. What is that?
Is that a band? Are you in a
They have
band?
like no idea what it like. How does this help?
And he's like, you don't have the Avengers, Earth's Mightiest Warriors?
So they're like, all right, we're gonna do one at a time. Let's focus on our tickle. Let's work together, and then we get the hero
I love
shot.
You guys.
Oh yeah, the I love you
That was
guy.
really cute.
Yeah.
I do like Tobey Maguire just looks at him like this is not the time, and he
Okay.
goes,
Yeah.
thanks. And then they do the hero pose. They all do their cool landing and
Yeah.
stuff. That was pretty cool.
That was awesome, yeah. I like
Yeah.
that each one was different, too.
And then we see the shot from the trailer.
Yep. We get to see where
the lizard just decided
Yeah.
to twist around in midair.
he did like a flash kick, too. Like,
Yeah.
he did, like, it was pretty cool.
But yeah, a lot of hero shots in this. Yeah, and it's a fun fight scene of them working together,
Yeah.
doing all this shit. They eventually cure Sandman, and it turns into so it's the footage from when he's like getting covered in the water. But they
Okay.
just like reversed it and used a different take.
Huh.
So he's back. The lizard gets cured, and it's alternate footage
Yeah.
of him getting cured.
Okay.
And then, Electro is about to kill Andrew Garfield.
Yeah.
And Dr. Octopus shows up, and you're like, oh no, he's a bad guy. He's not a bad guy. Because it's actually, you don't know yet, because he got chopped with the electricity, and for a minute you're like, oh no, did his thing break?
Yeah, that's what I thought. I thought that he was gonna. They did
Yeah.
a good job with that too, because you're like, oh no, like
Yeah.
no, and then
He picks up the thing and puts it on
him.
Electro. Yeah, and I like this like little reconciliation they have with all of them.
Yeah,
Except for Lizard and Sandman, who were somewhere else because those actors weren't actually there.
Yeah.
But I like he has the arc reactor. Oh, that's the thing. They put the arc reactor on Electro
yeah.
to
He
make him stronger.
steals the arc reactor, which makes him like insanely powerful.
And Otto's like, the power of the sun in the palm of
yeah,
my
in the palm
hand.
of my hand.
No, he said the power of the sun, and then
Oh,
Toby
Toby
says,
says,
"In
yeah.
the power of my hand."
Yeah,
And I
and he
love-
even says, I like when he says it. He goes, "Look at you, Peter. You're all grown up." Like he has that moment with him,
Yeah.
where he's not insane.
And Peter should be like, hey, when you get back, think of a different way to crash the sun. I'll help you out. You don't have to
Yeah.
do it by yourself.
or just turn the machine off before it explodes and all that
It
shit.
depends when he goes back. 'Cause remember, it
Yeah.
self-sustains. Yeah, and then I like Electro with Andrew Garfield.
Yeah,
He's just like, man, I thought you'd be black.
yeah. I thought you helped the
That was
poor.
really- and then they say,
He's like, there's got to be a black
yeah.
Spider-Man out there.
yeah.
Yeah,
I thought that was really.
which they mention Miles Morales in this universe.
Well, they did in Homecoming.
Yeah, in Homecoming.
His uncle's in it.
Yeah, exactly. Donald Glover is.
Yeah, so it'll happen
is
at
the
some
Prowler.
point. Yeah. Yeah, so you think this is like this little happy ending? Doctor Strange comes back.
Yep.
Oh, we
I
forgot.
like that
At
he
some
comes
point,
back
the
and he's like,
lizard.
you left me
Yeah.
in the Grand Canyon for 12
Yeah,
hours.
I did like that. The
You went to the
lizard.
Grand Canyon?
Yeah, and they're all mad at him, like, you were at the Grand Canyon, you could have been helping him. Like,
Yeah.
he's like, no, guys. Like,
No, it's
calm
my
down.
fault. I do like that the lizard went through the portal at one point and chased them. And
Yeah.
we forgot. MJ fell off the scaffolding.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
Oh no, she's about to.
She's-
She's
yeah.
actually about to.
Because yeah.
Yeah, so right before he sends them all back, the Green Goblin, who I guess they don't care about curing, blows up that box, which fucks up everything.
Yeah.
MJ falls, and Andrew, Tom Holland.
Tom Holland tries to save her.
Yes,
But
and he's
then
not able to because the Green
Goblin-
Goblin knocks him out. Who's got a new suit? Well, it's his original suit, but he upgraded it. He's got
Yeah.
goggles on
Yeah.
and shit. Yeah, and she's about to die, but then Andrew Garfield saves her
Yeah.
to
Instead
make
of
up.
actually shooting web, he went and actually physically caught her.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he didn't shoot that web hand. Do you not remember that?
I remember the web hand.
What
I
was
didn't think
your?
it was that bad. I was like, whatever about it.
I don't know.
Oh, I fucking died. I fucking died.
I don't mind the Amazing Spider-Man that much.
I just thought that was fucking
fuck
ridiculous.
But I like that he's like crying.
Yeah,
She's like,
he's like-
"Are you okay?"
I like that, yeah.
I did like that though. I was like,
Yeah.
oh.
Yeah. So they're fighting around a bit. The whatchamacallit, the shield falls. They're fighting on the shield.
Yeah.
Fucking
Yeah, the scaffolding and everything just comes down.
Yeah.
And Tobey
Which,
Maguire,
thank God, because ew.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Tobey Maguire is just ready to kill. fucking
Or Tom
Osborn.
Holland. He is beating the shit.
Yeah, Tom
Loved
Holland.
this
Yeah.
scene.
Yeah,
He's just
Because he
punching
never
and stuff.
really had, like, because he
This-
mentions before about how he pulls his punches and everything,
Mm-hmm.
but he's like going all the fuck out
This
now.
almost happened in Amazing Spider-Man 2, but they cut it out. After Gwen died, the Green Goblin was going to laugh. And there's literally a shot of Peter Parker picking up the glider like he's about to stab the Green Goblin, and then he changes his mind. But I like that Tobey Maguire jumps in and stops him from doing it. And then he gets stabbed.
Yeah.
He's been stabbed before. It's fine.
Yeah.
By the way, oh my God. Thank God they didn't do the fucking Last Jedi thing where it's Tobey Maguire's the reluctant Spider-Man who doesn't want to return to being Spider-Man. and-
Yeah.
and he
That would have
just-
been lame. Because that's not Spider-Man. Spider-Man has to be Spider-Man. And even
Yeah.
if he is reluctant.
They even talk about it like this is
Yeah,
what we
this is
do.
what
You know,
we
that'd
do.
be like if like the Ghostbusters didn't believe their long-term friend about
All right,
an
anyway.
ancient god coming back and then they just abandoned him.
So they incorporated
Yeah,
a
that'd
lot
be
of
weird
the
and out
video
of
game
character,
stuff
right?
Yeah.
into this fight.
What was that?
See, if you were not talking about stupid shit, you would know what I said.
Still hurt. They ruined the
They incorporated a lot of the video game
Yeah.
fights into this fight scene.
Yes.
Or moves, excuse me, into this. I
Yes.
very much enjoyed it, and just like slamming him down and shit. It was bad. Oh my god.
And I like him being all evil. He's
Yeah.
just like because the Goblin is just fully taken over
Yeah.
at this
Yeah.
point. And I think Andrew Garfield is the one who cures him, right? He hits him in the neck, or
No,
does he throw
it's
it?
Tom Holland.
Yeah, he throws it.
He
Tom
throws it to him,
Holland.
and he
Yeah.
catches it, and then he.
Yeah, so he's cured. Tobey Maguire stabbed, but he'll be fine.
Again,
Yeah.
I've been stabbed before.
He's like, I've been stabbed before. It's cool.
Yeah.
But in the sky, the universe is ripping, and all the people who know who Peter is, even though some of the people there don't know who Peter
Yeah,
is.
that's the thing. Like, does every villain just know Peter Parker, Spider-Man?
Yeah,
in
like
every
Electro
universe? I
didn't.
guess.
Electro didn't know who Peter was.
Yeah.
and nor does the guy in the mid-credit sequence. So they're all about to come through, and this is where you see Kraven the
Craven,
Scorpion.
Rhino.
And the only way to stop it is if they complete the spell where everyone everywhere forgets. Is it just that individual Peter being Spider-Man?
I
think so.
Yeah.
Okay. Because, like, that's going to suck if Peter's married to Mary Jane and he goes back and he's like, oh no, what the
Yeah.
fuck?
She's like, I'm Spider-Man.
Yeah.
What? When did this happen? All these years? Like,
I thought you were just cheating on me every time you went out. So yeah, they go to do the spell and he says his goodbye to
yeah,
MJ.
now
and-
Zendaya won't be his girlfriend anymore because she won't know who the fuck he is, which
Yeah.
sucks.
He also says goodbye to Andrew and
Yeah, which I
Toby,
like
too.
that part.
Yeah,
when
he
they,
says, I like how
yeah.
they're all like hanging out
He's
there.
like, he's like, you're in a lot of pain, aren't you?
Yeah.
Oh, I like the whole upper back things. Like, or the
Oh, yeah,
middle
my
back.
backs
Her back, yeah.
Yo, I joke coming out of the theater. I'm like, that's gonna be when that shows up HD. That's gonna be memed into oblivion. We're gonna see that gif forever of him cracking
Yeah.
the bag. Yeah, and it's a sad ending where everyone forgets who Peter is.
Yeah. Aunt May is gone.
Yes.
Everyone forgets.
Yes.
Him and MJ have their like goodbyes and like him and Ned and everything, and then
You're like, well, I'll meet you again, and we're gonna hang out again and be in love again. And then he goes to Aunt May's grave, and Happy's there. He's like, how'd you know him? Like, that's a bummer.
yeah, he doesn't even know who Peter is anymore either.
And because Peter Parker, no one knows who he is. He doesn't have any access to any Avenger shit. Like, he's just on his own forever.
Yep.
Yeah.
He
They
does
do remember Spider-Man though. I think they remember like working
They just don't-
with Spider-Man. Maybe
Yeah.
they just don't know who he is.
Yeah. But yeah, he goes to visit them.
Even Doctor Strange has that moment with him where he's like choked up a little bit in that part. Oh my god, the
Yeah.
whole ending is like killed me.
But yeah, he goes to visit MJ and he's got a whole planned thing. But then he sees like the cut on her head. He's like, oh shit.
Yeah, like,
But again, Tobey Maguire should be like, hey, just do it because they get kidnapped anyway.
Yeah.
They just always get fucking kidnapped. Like, it's just no matter what you do.
yeah.
And plus, they live in New York in the MCU. She's probably going to die from something else at some point. Like, what the fuck?
That's true. Like if she's anywhere and like, you know, the Chitauri come back.
Yeah,
They
like-
blow up half the city and she's at her coffee
Well, I
shop.
mean,
She's
she's going
already died once
she's
from
going
the
to
fucking
MIT.
snap. Huh?
she's already going to MIT, so she's getting out of there.
Oh, sure, she's
so-
not gonna be in New York. She'll be in Boston.
Oh, that's right. Nah, what are you going to do?
Yeah.
But yeah, so it ends with him going into an apartment, which is from the video game.
Oh, I want to just go back real quick.
Yeah.
Remember how you were saying with the Doc Ock stuff, how, like, you know, how would he survive though
yeah.
he's cured or whatever. What happened to the arc reactor? Because he was still holding it.
Oh, he brought it back.
Did he take it back?
Oh shit! I didn't even think about.
Oh,
that.
Yeah.
so what I think happens is when they go back, it branches off into another timeline. So Toby's going back to where he left, but like that when Dr. Octopus goes back, that goes into another timeline.
Oh yeah, it could be like it just
Because that's
creates a new
how they
reality.
describe it in Loki. Like things branch off.
Yeah, well,
and now
that's
there's
too,
now there's no time keepers to
Yeah.
keep control of it. It's
There's
just all
also, I
over.
mean, the what's it called in Endgame. There's that
Right.
branch of
Yeah,
that
they
goes
mention
off
it,
that
yeah.
when they take the Infinity Stone. Now there is a reality where the Infinity
Yeah.
Stone is not here; it is now over here. So you got to go put
Yeah.
it back and all that.
So yeah, the Dr. Octopus is taking the arc reactor
Yeah.
back with him.
Because he was still holding on to it. So like, and then he disappeared. and I
Maybe
didn't see
he
it
goes
drop.
back. He goes back home, shows the arc reactor instead of having to build a fucking sun. He literally has the arc reactor, and he goes, "Look at this!" And then everyone's like, "Wow!"
You know what's weird?
You're
We
a
mentioned
genius."
it. We
And then
mentioned it in the Spider-Man 2 thing. But Spider-Man 2, they say that there's a Doctor Strange in that universe, but we don't know like what the
Oh, yeah,
context
that's right.
is.
Huh.
But yeah, so he gets into a little apartment where the guy tells him to not be late on rent.
Where
Give me
the
rent.
fuck was the original actor? They could have done it. they didn't do it.
should've.
They should have done it.
Is that
Give
guy
me
dead?
rent. The girl Ursula wanted to come back. By the way, thanks 10,000 fans who told us that she was naked in the show Hung with the Punisher.
Thomas Jane or
Yeah, Thomas Jane.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you ever saw Hung?
No.
Hung was a good show. But yeah, when we did Spider-Man 2, we got a million comments, and they were all letting us know that that actress is naked in the show Hung.
Oh shit.
Yeah. So if you ever were watching Spider-Man 2 and was wondering, you can Google that. I don't know if Alfred Molina's naked in anything. I'm sorry. Oh God, you're looking it up. You're looking it up. I think Willem Dafoe is. He was in that movie, Nymphomaniac.
He was in a movie where he actually has an unsimulated sex scene with a woman.
Oh.
Like it's full on penetration, but I don't think he's the one actually doing it. But it's like, so, you know, there's some like,
I found a picture of his butt.
Okay. Put the phone down. Put the phone down. Oh no. She's having an Aunt May
There's
moment.
a sex scene. Oh, that's gay porn. There's a sex scene there. I gotta look at that movie.
Aunt May.
Aunt May. Yeah, is there any Aunt
That's
May?
that's an Aunt May.
Actually, Marissa Tomei is naked in, I believe, The Wrestler.
The Wrestler, yeah.
And she's also naked in this movie called If the Devil Knows You're Dead.
I never saw that one.
With Philip Seymour Hoffman. It's kind of fucked up. It's like they stage a bang or a jewelry store robbery, but they accidentally kill their parents in it.
Oh my God.
Because their parents own a jewelry store and they need money, so they fake this robbery, but they accidentally shoot their parents.
Oh Jesus.
And then it's them basically trying to like, you know, go, oh fuck, we killed our parents and we did it, and now all the shit. It was supposed to just be that they like rob the store, get the jewels, and leave, and then that's it.
Know
But
what her
they
first
shoot their
Jesus
mom.
Christ.
Yeah,
know what her
it's messed
first
up.
movie was?
Who?
Marissa Tomei?
No.
Toxic Avenger. She's one of the
Really?
girls screaming coming out of the showers.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Huh.
I don't know if it's her first movie. I think it's either her first movie or like one of the first.
Okay.
Yeah, so because he has no access to anything, but has learned how to sew, we finally get like this depowered but yet comic accurate Spider-Man suit.
I liked
Yeah.
it.
It
We
was
never get
cool.
to see it like the camera never like stops for a second to really take it in, which I think
Yeah.
was on purpose.
It was shiny.
You know why they didn't focus on it? Because they want you to buy Spider-Man 2 on PS5 so you can unlock the outfit.
Oh,
I'm sure that's
really?
what they're doing.
Well,
Probably.
so that was the
Yeah.
thing too. Is I was checking. I played Spider-Man like recently, but there's no new suits in the game, unless it's only on the PS5, like the remastered one.
I'll find out.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Let me
'cause-
know, because the last time I checked, it was the Far From Home suit, and then there was like a new anime
Yeah.
one.
Oh, yeah. So I have those.
Yeah.
Like, there's the Far From Home suit. There's Night Monkey suit,
Yeah.
and then there's like this one where he's like a samurai, like
Yeah.
Power Ranger looking thing.
And then there's like a variation of the White Spider.
Yeah, and-
I have all the suits
I
that
do
are
too,
available
yeah.
on PS4. Yeah.
Well, that's what I mean. Is like I thought there might be a new suit for the game, but I don't know if it's
PS4.
only on the PS5.
I have a PS5.
Oh
Yeah,
wow.
yeah,
wow,
you're
prick.
cool.
You know, there's a
Got it launch day. It's fine.
Yeah,
there was
you're
like
cool.
a chip shortage. Probably a lot of people lost their jobs. And
I
that's
got
why they're-
myself a chip
Sucks
shortage
for them. Maybe they should have worked hard. No, I'm kidding.
because I'm out of Doritos.
He's telling a joke and you said the cruelest thing in the world.
Oh, kind of like you during the Christmas Vacation episode where, Crystal's actually telling like a very nice but sad story and you just made it all about you and your fucking Patreon, you piece of shit.
She was telling our Patreon. She was
Where's my money?
It's our Patreon.
Our Patreon, like the letter R.
Yes.
Not our.
Yeah, she was telling a story about, remember, it is the holidays. So remember, this is the time to give and think of others. And one way you can do that is by super chatting right now in the comments. Super chat, I'm thankful for Hack the Movies.
Don't you
$20
dare.
super chat,
Don't you
thankful
dare.
for Hack the Movies. And then also follow Kieran.
Follow Kieran, twitch.tv/Kieran, Ki5EsRN.
Yes.
And subscribe to Castzilla, the podcast that never comes out.
Yeah.
Yes, so that's the end of, well, not quite the end. We get a mid-credit sequence.
Yeah.
Turns out Venom, who doesn't know who Peter Parker is, and Peter Parker might not even exist in his world, just got pulled into the MCU because of the spell where people know who Peter is.
Yeah.
This turned out to just be a commercial for the DVD Blu-ray release.
But he left behind a little
I like how he just
thing.
sat in a bar getting drunk and just got like a recap of everything that happened.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
So yeah, I do think it's funny that they put that in there like a week after this came out on video. That's them being like, because this movie was in theaters for a while, and I bet they were like, well, we need something to push sales. Let's put this little tease in our Spider-Man movie to buy this. I did enjoy this movie. It's stupid.
I still haven't seen
But
it
it's-
yet. Yeah, I want to watch it.
You know what I think of the Venom movies? Fine and fun.
That sounds good to me.
fun and fine.
Not good, fine.
Fine
and fun. Yeah, so he leaves a symbiote behind.
Yeah, a little tiny bit.
This version of Venom, if you watch the second one, is he's got a problem just leaving his seat around. Leaves it in Woody Harrelson. He leaves it in someone else at the end. It's like, dude, Venom. Like, I don't know if they make space condoms, but they gotta put a space condom on Venom. But I would like to see like Tom Hardy in this universe as a different Eddie Brock. That'd be fun to do.
Cool.
It'd be fun to see the black suit, but like the real black suit with the white lines, and then a Venom with the white.
Well, if you
lines.
think about it, that might be why in this one now he has the regular suit that he made himself. The black suit's probably the next movie.
Yeah,
I'm assuming.
I would like if like the Venom, because I assume it would be Venom and not another Offspring, although that would break the rules, but who cares? But I like if the Venom is like looking for Eddie Brock in this universe.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, he's a match, but it's like they don't have anywhere near the chemistry they do in the other one.
He's just like a different guy. Like maybe he's like an
Yeah.
asshole or something.
But yeah, it was a good time. Really, how do you rank this? You said
I think this is on par for me with 2. Like 2 in this are
On
my
par?
favorites. Yeah, I say
I wouldn't
it's just
say
as
on
good.
par, but it's still really good.
I'm putting 1 and 2 above it, but then yeah, this is. I like this whole trilogy of MCU ones.
Yeah.
They get lucky. The MCU gets lucky with their trilogies because they get to have movies in between.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, all right, you get a little bit of a, like, you can have Spider-Man doing high school stuff, and then he goes to space, and then he
Yeah.
comes back and goes on a trip. I'm like, all right,
The thing about this,
other
though,
movies don't get to do that.
honestly, Spider-Man's the only thing keeping me on the MCU train right now. There's nothing really like I haven't seen Shang-Chi. I gotta watch it. I'm sure it's good. And I gotta watch Black Widow, but I'm just
Are
after
you excited
Endgame,
for Miss Marvel?
Miss Marvel is gonna be a thing.
Yeah.
So you think they're gonna end to bring in like the X-Men then, and then have Rogue, and then Rogue
Maybe.
becomes like that
Well,
thing?
Captain Marvel isn't getting her own sequel. It's
Oh,
just
really?
the Marvels.
Oh no way.
So it's the girl from WandaVision,
I'm
Captain Marvel,
heartbroken.
and Miss Marvel. She's still in it,
Yeah.
but I guess, I don't know. They said she was such a beloved, popular character, but now she has to share her sequel with 2 other people. It seems a little confusing. Yes, and you know what the funniest thing about this is, in a movie full of Sam Raimi stuff, it ends with a trailer to a Sam Raimi movie.
I am so excited.
Yeah, I was kind of psyched about this too. Seeing Shuma Gorath, I was like, holy crap, like that's pretty.
I
That's
like
cool.
Baron Mordo.
Yeah.
I like him coming back. They have evil Doctor Strange.
Did you watch What If?
Yes.
Okay.
I don't think that's the same character though.
I think it'd be cool if it was.
But that character wasn't really evil at the end. Whatever. Looks fun. Looks fun. The multiverse stuff. Wanda. You still need to watch Wanda.
I have to watch
You gotta watch the
WandaVision,
Disney
yeah.
shows.
I'll
I
watch
think
them.
you'll
Yeah,
like
I'll
them.
give them.
I love WandaVision.
Honestly, watching this was the only thing I was like really down with. But then after this, I'm kind of like, I need a Marvel fix again.
I think we all needed a break from the MCU. And I think COVID gave us that break.
Yeah, and that's the thing is like, I guess that's the problem is like all these things that I used to be like, I'm getting sick of these or whatever. I'm done. It's like now it's like, please bring them back.
Well, no, I've been saying since Endgame, like these are no longer priorities unless it's a character that I'm interested
in. Spider-Man.
You don't have to see Eternals.
Yeah.
I would love to live in a world where I never see it.
It just looks dumb to me. And
I don't know. There's a lot. I can't. Angelina Jolie was wasted.
Yeah.
Oh,
they could have done. They could have done so much better with her character.
Just drinking throughout the movie. That's messed up.
Anyway,
Angelina Jolie got wasted.
And then the character who's a little girl or whatever, Sprite, is literally the worst fucking character, and I wish she died.
That's the thing too. Like you got Selma Hayek and you got Angelina Jolie.
She's barely in it.
It should be like a slam dunk. And then it's like, eh.
Anyway, I'm excited for the future of Spider-Man. Next month, we have Morbius, and we're all confused what universe it's in.
I don't care about that at all. It looks
really?
so stupid.
No, I
well,
think
based off this and Venom 2,
also, I can't stand Jared Leto.
I'm curious to
Jared
just
Leto
see
is
like
lame.
what universe it's in. I don't give a shit about Jared Leto or Morbius, but
I think they're trying to do something with like Venom and Morbius.
And then
because he does
mentions
I am
He
Venom.
says, I'm Venom.
Just kidding.
Just joking. It's your,
Like,
then they're doing
it's so stupid. Oh my god, I cringed.
it's like careful what you wish for. It's like Kraven the Hunter. Oh, his own movie? Aaron Taylor Johnson's playing him. Like,
Who's that?
Kick-ass.
Did he get away from his creepy wife yet?
I don't know. The guy from Godzilla 2014, Quicksilver.
Jonathan Taylor Thomas?
No. But yeah, it's Aaron Taylor Johnson. I'm like, I'll give it a shot, but I'm not really excited for this.
Why don't you like
Kraven the Hunter is my favorite. Like, I like that actor. It's just lately he's been in shit that I wasn't too thrilled with.
Yeah.
Like even in Tenet, he was kind of forgettable.
I didn't see Tenet.
Yeah.
I like Kick-Ass though. I loved the first one. And the
You know, it's
second one
weird.
was
Kick-Ass, he
okay.
was good, and then like, I think I've just only seen him in disappointing movies since then.
It's
and I
kinda
like
funny.
Godzilla 2014 to a point, but he is definitely not one of the points.
You know, Kick-Ass and the Kingsman are in the same universe.
They are?
Yeah.
In the comics? Or?
Yeah, no, in the movie and comics, they were
I didn't know
supposed
that.
to be. Like, they
Yeah.
were supposed to actually, but they just didn't really branch them the right way.
I need to watch the other Kingsman. I only saw the first one.
Second one's okay. I'm excited for the
I
the
want
new
to watch
one.
them.
The second one's fine. It's fine and fun.
It's
not
just
Phase 4.
Elton John fighting a robot dog. Was
I
not
like
as
Elton
cool as I
John
thought
fighting
it
a
would
robot
be.
dog.
But yeah, so check out Spider-Man No Way Home. It's fine and fun.
It's more than that.
It's more than
it's
that.
more than that.
It's fucking fine and fucking fun.
And guys, I'm glad that we did this together and nobody died.
Yeah, thank God.
What's that sound?
Oh, really? It's loud.
Oh God, he didn't listen to me. Shinji Toto is about to swing into the store. Toto-san, no! No!
Oh my god, he's fucking dead.
This might be the most horrific yet. Good God.
When will it end? Are there any more Spider-Mans left?
Italian.
Italian Spider-Man? Oh God.
The one from the PSAs in the 90s.
Oh God, what about the one from the play who fell?
Oh no. The Pez dispenser Spider-Man too.
Yo, there's blood everywhere.
We can never ever do another Spider-Man movie. We have to stop the killings. So remember to like, share, and subscribe. Follow us on Patreon and buy stuff from our merch store. And leave thoughts and prayers for all the dead Spider-Man in our reviews. Goodbye, guys.
Bye.
Spider-Man No Way Home came out in 2021 and is directed by, yet again, John Watts and stars Tom Holland as Spider-Man and Peter Parker. This movie is about Peter handling his identity being revealed to the entire world. His friends can't get into college because they're linked to Peter Parker, so instead of calling the university, he decides to involve Doctor Strange and asks him to cast a spell to have everyone forget him. Peter's thought process is incredibly naive and flawed throughout the film, and I found myself agreeing with Doctor Strange multiple times. The visuals are much trippier than the previous two films, and this was filmed mostly on blue screen, which was pretty fucking amazing. I was pretty happy with the cameo performances, which made the ending even more sad for me. Overall, I must give this film an 8 out of 10.
Remember to like, comment, and subscribe. Check out our other videos and Patreon page.